and then you run it, okay? I would suggest getting a credit card. Square is what I use. Use it on your phone, you can get an iPad. Thanks, Sean. We'll communicate better next time.
We're good.
Okay.
Life is good.
Life is good.
Have a wonderful day.
Okay.
I know you can enjoy it. See y'all.
See you, buddy. All right, so check number, cash. Haven't had anybody have cash, but I've had people pay check. That's kind of fun. And then I actually have them mark what package that they purchase. I don't do it. They go, what says? I go, just initial which one you choose. Because I've had some people come in and they're like, well, no, I got the 12 package. And we're like, no, you got the 10. And they're like, oh yeah, we pull it, all that, signature and print. And I tell them, I go, really, what you're signing? I go, they're like, what am I signing? I go, really? Basically, this is that you can't sue me. And if something happens and you do want to sue me, we go to mediation first. And then if you still want to sue me, then we do mediation again, you know. And because I talked to my lawyer, he works right now, he says, really, a lot of times the misagreements, if you get into a mediation, it can be resolved. You know? And I go, so then I have them sign it and print. And then on the back side of that, I have them again initial right here. And I need to condense this. We need to get this a little bit cleaner. It's too much right now. But then I have them initial again, what actually package they brought. And then so my first one includes up to 5 appointments for an individual client, 1 to 2 appointments per month, 3 to 5 months. So they can't do 3 and then wait a year and then come back and do it. I've actually let some people do that now because they're like, gosh, I'm feeling good. Can I just kind of save that until I need it? Absolutely. Okay? But you'll find that people they'll just try and manipulate the system. Okay? Yeah, I know. Yep. And on here it also says too, a 24-hour notice must be provided for total balance for an appointment to be rescheduled for a future date, unless your appointment is scheduled between 9 and blah, 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 Monday. And so basically what it says in here, and I haven't stuck with it because not a lot of people do it, is if you don't show up for your appointment, you don't get the appointment. I've gotten more lenient on that because there's been people like, I totally forgot, and if they have them close together again, I go, okay, we just have to move that one out. Okay, so, but this really is it's to protect your assets. It's protecting your assets. Okay, here I'll just
Would you be willing to share a digital copy of this and let us take parts of it and use it, or is it all?
No, I don't care. It's just a standard contract.
Yeah, so do you have a digital copy?
I've got a digital copy. Oh, I can email that to you. Let me look at our first break.
And then if there's parts we can use, we don't have to recreate.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, you know, and like I says, I would definitely, when people come in for a consultation, you know, and they're like, man, let's get this fixed. Say, okay, you know, just have a package or something available to be like, hey, you know what? I've got this package of 5. In fact, right now we're actually getting rid of the middle package, and we're going to do 6 and 12. Like that's it. There's not going to be a 10. So it's just going to be cut in half. So my business is totally, we're getting blown up too. Oh, by the way, you guys are no longer going to be marked technicians. You now are going to be MAR specialists. So it's muscle alignment. Mars, pretty much what it is, which is really interesting. But you can be bar. Anyways, we're going to figure it out. But we've actually changed it to muscle alignment and restoration. So instead of the company,
better.
Yeah, the company's not going to be Total Balance anymore. It's actually going to be Jared Goff Muscle Alignment and Restoration. And so you guys will be associated with that, which is really cool. You guys will be on the website and everything. But we're changing that. Like everything's going to change. So I got wife pregnant, we're finishing this, and we're just blowing up the whole business.
Fun stuff.
Fun. It's brought so much emotions out. I've been so mad lately. Finally I had to go back to the gym. Okay? So when you're talking to somebody, you know, they say, well, how much is it? Because people always ask, how much? How much, how much, how much, how much? Okay? The thing that I hated when I was doing seminars and stuff like that, I hated people saying, well, how much is it? Well, you know what, just come and find out for yourself. I hated it. hated it. That was, when they did that, I was like, so what's up? I tell people flat out the price. So how much is it? Well, if you're a first client, the consultation, it's a half hour, it's $75. And if you want to continue on from there, you get a package of 5, 10, or 12. The 12 is $18.99, the 10 is $16.60, and the 5 is $9.97. You get to choose, there's no pressure on me. Oh, okay. I don't try and hide it. That's, we've gone to some seminars and they give you all the stuff you get and everything you get and everything you get and the discounts you get, and then they give you the price. And I'm like, I don't want to know. Don't give me all that. I want to know what the price, what I'm paying. I don't care all the stuff for free that I get. That's fantastic. I want the price. Okay? Now, here's the other thing. And we're going to hang these up so you guys can take pictures. People always ask, because here's the thing. I've actually had people come in. I haven't helped them out. And I tell them, okay, I haven't helped you out, but I really think we can still do this. And they still sign up. And people are like, why? I go, I don't know. So I actually went, somebody listened to me. They're like, well, how do you close people? How do you do this? I go, I don't know, this is what I tell them and tell them and tell them. He goes, well, I can tell you exactly why people sign up with you. I go, what do you mean? He goes, you answered their 3 questions. I go, what 3 questions? He goes, there are 3 questions. If you want to close people, the people need to know 3 things. Okay? How much time is it going to take? Okay? For me, it was sessions. You know, a lot of times people are like, well, how long do you think this is going to take? You know what? The body, it's about 4 or 5 sessions when the body finally shifts. Okay? It takes about 3, 4, 5 sessions. And I told Kevin that. I'm still so kind of upset. I might
I think
just call
Kevin's
it
gonna get his text later.
It sounds like
today.
you should have some closure.
I don't need clothes, but it sets me, anyway. All right, so it's time sessions. How much time, how many sessions? Hey, the body works this way, you know? It could, and I've had people that come in, but you know what, it's been 3 sessions, but all of a sudden their body shifts, it's been longer, it depends on how long it's been, it depends how old you are, blah, blah, blah. There's just a whole bunch of different factors. But generally, and you guys, I want you guys to tell your clients this, it takes about 4 to 5 sessions for the body to finally settle back into alignment and be like, oh, this is where I'm supposed to be. All right? I want you guys to start using restoration. Hey, this is muscle alignment and restoration. Well, what's restoration? Well, with compression and movement, and we reprogram it, we take the muscle from a broken state and we restore it back to where it was before the muscle memory cells started going haywire. And they go, oh, that makes a lot of sense, it's restoration. We thought about doing rehab, but rehab's got really a bad connotation.
Yeah.
So it's 4 to 5 sessions. It can take about 4 to 5 sessions, okay? It's going to be an investment of your time. I told you that. It's going to be an investment of your time, all right? And then I tell them
And
how...
you usually do 1 hour sessions, is that
50
correct?
minutes.
Okay.
Now, that's what I do, but really, I would love to do hour-and-a-half sessions.
I typically do that. So if you're doing 1.5-hour sessions, is it gonna go faster, do you think?
It
Or are you just
depends.
gonna be able to cover more on the body?
Just be able to cover more on the body.
Okay, so we still say 4
I've
to
done
5.
hour-and-a-half sessions before, and it just is able to get you more details.
Right,
But the body still shifts and you still have the
Still takes the
compensations that
time.
shows up. To be on the safe side, it's 4 to 5 sessions. If it happens beforehand, that's great. And I've told people, now when people ask about the 10 sessions, I go, it's about 4 to 5. I go, you can do that, you know, which is awesome, you'll feel good. But I kind of choose the 10 or the 12 because then we get some maintenance. Does that make sense? So that way it doesn't come
body
back.
shifts, but
The
then
body
you
shifts.
have the permanency and if something happens in the
Absolutely.
meantime.
And the body always, and this has been an always, it'll go from a state of broken and all of a sudden it feels good and then it's got a little hiccup. It just tightens up again. They needed a couple more sessions and then all of a sudden it heals. I go,
Say that again, it goes from broken to feel good?
it goes, like they come in and then after about 4 or 5 sessions, they're like, man, I'm feeling really good. and they'll go out and they'll try something, they're like, I feel good, and then all of a sudden the body just does a,
Kind of
do we
freaks out.
really feel that? It freaks out. It
This-
goes,
I'm stepping out of my comfort zone. I was comfortable in pain.
I was comfortable in pain. It is crazy, the mentality of pain on people. I've had somebody come and we've got them out and I had to stand up, they're like, I'm in pain, and they sit down and they go, I don't know what to do now.
Right.
I'm like, well, what do you want to do? Well,
When
I wanna-
Rachel came back to me
Yeah.
after that, we had a big conversation about that.
Oh, yeah.
And maybe the pain was kind of a protection for you. Huh. It was huge.
Yeah, so I'm glad that we talked on that.
Yeah, that
because
was
that's
good.
what it is. People all of a sudden feel really good, and then they'll have a thought. Like, really what it is they feel so good, and the body goes, okay, if we feel this good, what's coming? And it just kind of goes, and it goes back, and then they freak out. It's a freak out. The body, I don't know.
What do I have to do?
What do I gotta
I don't
do?
know what to do.
I don't know what to
myself.
do with it. And really, a lot of it is, if I feel this good, so here's the spiritual side. You ready for this? Most people who feel like crap, they do it to themselves. Because you're supposed to be doing something else, and you can't do it if you're in pain. It's a great excuse.
That makes sense.
It's
That's
that where
happens.
much is given, much is required.
Bingo.
Freaks
That's
out.
why. He knows what he needs to do, and we've had a conversation already of how he needs to do it. Because shoulders are carrying others' responsibilities, the deltoids, and then eventually they go to, you think that they're your own responsibilities. And then once that happens, then people are like, well, I can't do this because I've got all this stress in my life. Yeah, it's crazy, people don't do that. So, times, sessions, and then here it is. They want to know how much. They want to know what's the cost, how many sessions, or time, money, and then it's time, money, and energy, but it's the time, that, and it's energy, but it's for me, it's kind of a commitment. But people want to know that thing. It's time, money, and energy. Before they feel comfortable with investing in anything. Okay? If you go buy a new car, all right, what do they ask? Well, how much time is this going to take? What's it going to cost me? And how much energy am I going to have to put into this? Okay? So the time, money, and what do I have to do? What am I going to do? And if you can answer those three questions, people are going to feel comfortable with investing. And so I didn't even realize I was doing this. Because he showed me, I go, well, I just done about 4 or 5 sessions, but really the best bet is 10 to 12. And the cost is this. And what we're gonna need to do is we're gonna have your energy and commitment. I wanna see you about every 7 to 10 days. I'm gonna want you to stretch, I want you to kind of go work out, I want you to do other things so that we can pinpoint when it all started in the first place. I had no clue I was even doing this until he pointed it out. I've got another venture going on now, and I like him and hate him all at the same time. He's a client, and I hate him. So, anyway, this is huge. This is huge. But I want to encourage you guys to do some sort of package. However small, whatever it is, start doing a package, get a package together. And if you guys want to kind of talk about that, we can talk about that as well. What's the perfect amount? Right now, for people who just come in, it's $125. But my packages range anywhere from 157 an appointment to almost 200 an appointment.
For 50 minutes?
Yeah, for 50 minutes.
And what did you say the name is going to be?
Muscle alignment and restoration.
So you don't give them a discount if they buy a package?
Nope. It's actually more expensive. Because
But they're also getting like, they get on a wait list and they can get in to see you
they get in
more easily.
quicker to see me, you know, and we get them going more often. We schedule probably about, if they do a 12 package, we have them schedule about 8 of their appointments.
Mm.
It's very important to get them scheduled. They can change it, be like, hey, you know what, I know you don't know what's going on 3 months out, but let's get it scheduled anyway. And if things have to change and move around, that's fine. But a lot of times people are like, hey, Wednesday morning at 10s work great for me. And we kind of try and shift them there. But get their appointments scheduled, get their payments, and get them signing. It's all about commitment and investing, okay? And a lot of times people go, wait a minute, your packages are this, but to come in it's at $125. Why is it so much? How come I don't? Because a lot of times people are what?
Expecting
They're expecting,
the discount.
well, if I'm gonna enroll in a package, then how come I don't get a discount of 12? And mine for that is everybody does it that way, but after a package, a lot of times you have to come in for maintenance anyways. They're gonna wanna keep coming in. So I say it's more expensive up front, and then the long term, it's actually cheaper.
So the maintenance is the 125.
Yeah, maintenance is 125.
Yes.
That's how I do it. I go, maintenance is 125, your new client package is this. And the funny thing is I have people, they get done with their package, I tell them, I go, great, when you come back in, it's only 125, and they go, no, just sign me up for another package again. Oh, okay. Because they understand to get in. They have a set schedule.
Yeah.
They like to feel important.
And to get into you right now, the 125 is like impossible.
Even people with new client packages are paying, and they can't get in until January right now. Yeah, that's why.
Okay.
And the fun thing is I've had a lot of people from Salt Lake, they've called, can I come down and see you? Nope. I hear you have apprentices. Yes. Where are they located? Salt Lake, Utah County, and Logan. Really? Yes. Can I have their numbers? Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm like, here you go. Well, do you get a fee? Do you get anything? No. Well, why are you doing this? Because I'm booked out till January. They go, oh yeah, that makes sense. So, any questions on what we talked about so far? Is this making sense? Guys, this took me almost quitting massage therapy. And I'm actually at the point again. I was like, I was rented a skid loader. It was just skid loading dirt out of my backyard. I'm like, I think I could do this for a living. Let me just do this. Like I really thought like quite hard. But that's why my business is changing again. Just because it grows. And if you're in packages, I mean, chiropractors are going to packages, doctors are going to packages. California now, doctors are doing memberships that you pay like $7,000 up front, and you can have as many visits and MRIs and anything as you want.
Wow.
You go up and you just pay $7,000 and you get all your medical stuff for free, and people are just signing up for it.
Wow.
That's how I came
It's
up
cheaper
with.
than my monthly,
Yeah,
privilege of having
of
insurance.
having insurance. Okay, let's talk insurance. You guys are kind of, in your own businesses and stuff like that. You guys want to look at the share programs, like Christian Healthcare Ministries. There's like legacy share programs, all this other stuff, where it's a lot cheaper, especially for people that don't go to the doctors often.
Okay, for what purpose?
It's kind of like an insurance, but what it is let's say that my son breaks his arm, and we have to go to the emergency room. So we go there. If you go to the emergency room or any hospital or medical center, they've raised the price 60% than really what it is. So how you do it is you go in and you just say, we have Christian Healthcare Ministries, and they go, okay, but you go, well, I'm a cash paying client, and they knock like 60% off your bill. So if your bill is like $1,200, it really owes in about $500, because it's cash pay. And then what you do is you take that $500 and you can either pay it yourself, or you get the bill and you send it to Christian Healthcare Ministries, and the Christian Healthcare Ministries reimburses you back. It's called the SHARE program. chministries.com. They're fantastic. I like them, we haven't had any problems with them. The nice thing is with them, they've got different levels, they've got a bronze, a silver, and a gold. Bronze, you pay $45 a month and you get like $125,000 of coverage. And it's per unit, so like I've got one, we're gold, it's $150 a month. So I have one, my wife has one, but then all of our kids are on one unit. So you only can have a maximum of 3 units per household.
So how does that work, as far as like, you know, your prescriptions and things like, or is that more kind of a major medical type?
No, they've got a prescription thing going on.
I didn't
Because
look into
you've
that.
got,
It's
like,
an
some
insurance.
prescriptions like $500, you know, but if you have a discount, you say, oh, I've got a discount, it costs less.
Mhm.
Just go to chministries.com, there's tons of them out there, I had no clue that this was out here until.
I've heard of them before
yeah.
now.
It's fantastic, so if you do sign up, put my name on it, cause I get a discount,
Okay.
I'll just be honest with you. There you go.
I don't have a problem helping people.
Absolutely. It's
You
really
know that.
cool. It's really cool. It's just, so they've got millions of members worldwide.
Mhm.
And everybody puts into a pool. I mean, so if it's $450 a month, you've got 1 million people putting in that much money. There's not a lot of people who go to the doctors that much, and they just take care of it. They disperse it. It's
And so what did you
fantastic.
say it was, just for an individual?
For an individual, if you wanted their lowest plan, it's $45 a month.
Okay, cause see, Jerry already has it, I just haven't had any since I quit working.
Yeah, it's $45 a month, you get like $125,000 worth of coverage plus something on expenses up to like $1 million.
Hmm.
It's really quite interesting, but the whole thing is what they want you to do is go in and get as many deductions from the hospital as you can. So like, for Kathy, if we had insurance, they'd bill our insurance company like $500 to draw blood. Well, when we said, well, we're just cash pay, she paid $100.
Yeah.
So we don't send that into our insurance, but because we're cash paid, we can do that, and if anything major happens, we're covered. But I don't mind paying that because it's cheaper than what I was paying for insurance in the first place.
Yeah,
How did we even get on that topic?
I
Anyway.
don't know.
Okay. Anything on this? Anything on this? Because I want to make sure you guys are prepared with mentally, physically, because you guys are fantastic. You guys are doing great work with massage. I'm not even worried about that. Okay.
I've had a couple of, I've got 2 that were coming to you but can't get in anymore. Plus I have another guy that's been coming,
Probably Karen Halsey.
yeah, and Valerie.
Black. Oh,
Yeah.
good. Good.
So, and then I've got another client that started coming to see me, and I just started
Good.
using, you know, that technique on his glutes especially, and
Yeah.
so, yeah.
Karen, you gotta push hard. She
Oh,
seems
yeah.
fragile, but you push hard.
Oh, no, I do.
Good, good, yeah. So anyway, that's what's kinda going on. Like I said, I'm just dispersing. I'm like, here, Amy's in Utah County, Lisa's in Salt Lake, Jerry's in Logan. Well, do they travel? I don't know, call them. I don't give them a lot of information so that they'll call and talk to you. Yeah. Let's see, okay.
Do you do sub-notes?
No, but I'm gonna start.
Oh, I don't have my book.
For me personally, I don't remember anybody once they walk out of my office, but as soon as they come back into the office,
Really?
I just remember.
I just jot down just a few, like, areas that I worked on, and if
Yeah.
I'm gonna do something different the next time.
Yeah,
I don't make them elaborate. I just have a little book that,
yeah. And that's fine. I haven't done any. I used to have a chart and everything, and I just got so done with paperwork that I was like, no.
Right, because I have a client that says, because of a car accident and medical billing, and I'm accepting flex spending accounts and health
Okay.
savings cards,
Yeah,
that the insurance will need or require.
yeah. I have had to start doing that now.
Yeah.
Where they want a receipt, and I worked on this and this and this, and this is the price. So yeah, I've started doing it on some.
Yeah, if you're going through insurance, you have to have documentation of what you did.
Yeah. It depends. Some HSA cards, no, but they're
Yeah, it
they're
depends.
starting to get that way now.
an HSA, I don't think you have to, but I think it
The
flex.
flex spending.
Or a
It
credit card.
depends on the company.
Yeah.
Depends on the company.
Or car insurance.
or car insurance.
Gas
Yeah,
and
car
stuff.
insurance, definitely.
And stuff like that, I've started keeping that, I've been working with somebody with car insurance, and I'm done. Anybody
Oh,
who
yeah.
says car insurance, no, absolutely not, no more, no way, no how, never, again, ever.
Mm.
Go take care of it, get all your money, when they reimburse it, then come back and see me. Okay, anyway, so, the car insurance actually is, if you use their personal insurance that they have, the PIP,
Mhm.
okay, you do have to have it documented and some codes, but I've just called the person who's done it, says, here's the thing, this client's been with me for a while, I don't take insurance, but because they've been in an accident, they know what I can do, we can get them fixed up, how can we do this to help them out? And they go, oh. I go, if not, then I'll just write everything up and I'll send it to their lawyers, and they're like, no, we'll take care of it. Okay. That's what I've done, like, I'll just print it, in fact, the one that I'm dealing with right now, I was just like, I talked to her 3 times and they've been denied 3 times. So I finally just emailed her and says, look, this is what I'm doing for him. He's a client, he's been a past client, he's in a car accident, these people aren't helping, he knows what I can do, I wanna take care of him, but I don't deal with insurance companies, this is why. I go, if we can't get this worked out, here's how much he owes me already, I will just print this all out, I'll give it to him, and he will go and his lawyers can deal with this. I got a response back that day. Here's what you need, we just need this, email it to me and we'll send it
Just a
through.
word lawyer in there.
Just, here's the thing, make sure you have a friend that's a lawyer. Okay?
A legitimate friend?
A
or-
legitimate,
And a
no,
legitimate
make sure
lawyer.
that you know somebody who you can just say, hey, do you mind if I have any legal questions, if I can just come, chew your ear for a little bit, give me some advice? A lot of times people are like, no. I go over to this guy next door all the time. Hey, tell me about this and this and this. He goes, no, they don't have any legal issues on you. So somebody calls me and you're like, well, that's not what my lawyer says. And I just went and talked to him about this whole thing yesterday. Oh, really? Yeah. If you have a cop that's a friend and a lawyer that's a friend,
Brother-in-law, that's a cop.
you've got a brother-in-law that's a cop. Because I will just call a cop and be like, okay, what is the law? Because they can't tell you what to
Oh,
do.
Lamar, I know Lamar.
You just say, what is the law on something like this? I had a client that they came in, her son was 19, he was dating a girl at 17, and she was so stressed out about the underage stuff. But I said, okay, so I just called him and said, hey, what's the law on this, at this and this? And he goes, really, it's not, it's a consensual thing, he's only 19 and she's 17, so there's not really a big difference. So I go, oh, this is what he said, and she goes, oh. I fell asleep on my table. She goes, that was the best massage I ever had. And I was like, yeah, I wonder why. That's why. So just, it's good to have knowledgeable people. And I just asked him, like, hey, do you mind if I just stop in if I have a question? No, not at all. Okay. And he says, hey, I got a shoulder that's one of these days you're going to have to fix. Absolutely. Call me when you're ready, I'll get you in. Guess what? They never do. And when they do, absolutely, come on in. Or he goes, hey, can I get my secretary in instead of me? Absolutely, just hop around over. Okay, great. So look for those type of people. It's nice to have those type of people. Just because if people threatens you, because people are like, oh, I'm going to get my lawyer and I'm going to sue you. And you'd be like, actually, if you do, here's my lawyer's address. Can you send all the papers to him? And they go, oh. It saved me twice. Somebody's like, my lawyer says you can't do this. And I go, well, you signed a contract that my lawyer wrote up. Oh. Okay, we'll see you Thursday.
And when they show up, you handle it like nothing.
And you just handle it like nothing happened.
Yep, and you move on.
Hey, come on in, da-da-da-da-da. Yep.
Did you give them copies of the signed contract?
If they want it. I go, would you like a copy of this? No. Okay. It's here if you need it. Yep. Now, if they have their credit card information, I make sure that we black it out, or we'll actually snip it when they're all done, when they've done paid, and we'll put it together and we'll shred that one. I let them know. Hey, we blacking this out so nobody can read it anyways. Okay, thanks. So, that's kind of the logistics of things. Any questions?
What type of question?
Yeah, what type of question,
But what?
Any type of question.
Well, I'm just, are we talking about business?
Let's
We're
do
talking
this,
about
let's do
people, we're
business.
talking
Let's
about-
funny. So this, it doesn't really matter. If you wanna be like, hey, I only do hour-and-a-half sessions, this is how much it is, that's fine. I had a client come in and she goes, well, she needed longer. I go, well, I only do 50-minute ones. But she goes, but we purchased a 10-pack. And then it says, oh, well, here, if you do it in hours, then you'll get 6 hour-and-a-halves, and then we'll just do, the 7 one will be just 1. And that'll equal 10. She goes, fantastic, let's do it. So I work on her for an hour-and-a-half. So she only gets 7 sessions instead of the 10. But I just kind of combined those. I do 50 minutes is to get more people in. If I did an hour-and-a-half, I'd only be able to do 4 a day. 10 to 10:30, 10:30 to 12, then take a lunch. Yeah. It'd be like 4 or 5 a day. And
But
right
if
now
they're
I do 7.
coming in consistently every week, then you can do the hours.
Absolutely.
much more.
And that's the thing is I like the 50-minute because it just expands it out more. It just kind of, sometimes what I found if people shift too quick, it depends on the problem. Sometimes I have people come in, they've been in pain for years and I've worked on them longer and they've actually had more issues afterwards because their body's shifting too quick. You know, and they'll come in and be like, what's going on? I'm like, oh, your body's shifting too quick. Yeah, we're gonna go back down to 50 minutes. I like 50 minutes, it's just kind of a good timeline.
So when they're shifting too quickly, is that, like, how does that show up for them? What does that look like?
Their bones ache.
Okay.
Their bones just, they just come in, they're like, I just
Structure.
ache. People, I've done that with people who've shattered their pubic bone. And you go and you release all the stomach muscles and everything around there to where they have movement and it just aches. They're like, I just ache down south. They're just like, everything just aches. It shifts too quick.
Okay.
And all of a sudden they start to move, which is fantastic, but it's been tight and protected for so long.
What do you have them do when they're feeling achy like that? What are some good things to relieve?
Epsom salt baths.
So that's all I've learned.
Epsom
Is
salt
that
bath,
good?
that's what I go to. Or I'll kind of have them stretch a little bit more.
Okay.
But when they start to ache, that just means that their bones are shifting. That's why I'm kind of staying away from the geriatric side of things. People who are kind of, you know, people go, oh, my grandmother has, you know, scoliosis or blah, blah, blah. And I ask, well, how old are they? They're so, are they active? No, she just kind of sits down. Go to Massage Envy.
Okay.
I tell them to go to Massage Envy for the sheer fact the bones will shift if you release the muscles.
Would you tell them to
That's
go to
what
Beyond
people-
Basic instead of Massage?
I know, I don't. I actually do, I tell them to go to Beyond Basic. I do, I actually do tell them. I've got 2 clients that I told to go to Beyond Basic.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I have, the gal you sent me, she's 70 and she's had neuropathy for a long time. I just like Christine. She came in and did consult with you and then.
Oh, she's got so many problems. I'm glad you're dealing with her.
Yeah, good job.
Yeah.
But she's like, I have so many friends that have neuropathy and have this and that, but
Uh-huh.
if they're a lot older, is that?
That's fine,
I mean,
neuropathy,
Right, but I mean, but all the issues, I mean, there's.
all the issues. Yeah, the neuropathy is fine on older people.
Okay.
It's a lot of times the back
Okay.
and the hips, because they
Yeah.
really are like this.
Mhm.
And so if you start releasing the back and everything, yeah, they start to straighten up, but their back's been like this. The
The structure
spine,
can't
the
support
spine
it.
is finally settled into that position.
Okay.
And here's the thing is you release the muscles, the bones will go back into alignment.
And so, but that's a problem for them because they're.
Because they just, it actually
it's just
hurts
cause more
worse.
problems,
So,
more pain.
you know, for that, I would definitely release all this, and then I would just relax this.
Okay.
But I hate doing the relaxing stuff. So I just tell them to go to Beyond Basic. That's what I do. I just tell them to go to Beyond Basic. And that's
Just
what's
relaxing, but not.
It's relaxing. Down here, heck yeah. Go to town on them down below. That's fantastic. Quads, hips, stuff like that. You start getting these moving, they're gonna feel great. But it's the spine, it's the ribs, how everything's folded together, those start to open up. I've tried to do it on 3 or 4 different old people, and they're actually in worse pain. And I'm just like, okay, we're just gonna need to relax you more. But.
So it's just gotta be a maintenance thing.
Yeah, it's just gotta be a maintenance thing. And most people, you can, you know, if they have that, you can sign them up for a package and tell them, hey, okay, let's get the neuropathy back. And then let's just kind of relax this, because you can relax it and they'll start to stand up a little bit straighter, but you're not gonna really try and shift their posture around. But if you're working on their hips and their glutes and everything, and they naturally get their hips underneath them, then they kind of go to a curved back like this, but they're standing up straight instead of a curved back like this. So you're not changing their spine, you're just putting their hips back into underneath them. Yeah. But on stuff like that, yeah, have them do a package. And then explain why. Tell them why. Tell them, this is what I want to do, this is what I want to see. And if they go, well, I'm not sure if I want a package, okay, that's fine, you know. And I just tell people, it just depends on how invested in your health you are. To me, and I tell people, I'm like, look, I'm booked out till January. So if you sign up, if you don't, that's fine,
Right.
you know. And I tell people, they'll come in, they're from Salt Lake, I'll be like, look, if you don't sign up with me, that's fine. I've got apprentices in Salt Lake, I got people in St. George. You tell me what works for you. I'm okay with that. Well, I'd like to try the people in Salt Lake. Here you go. Utah County. Oh, Amy's in Utah County. Who's in Salt Lake? Lisa's in Salt Lake. Jerry's in Logan. I've handed you guys' numbers out all across this. Here you go, here you go, here you go.
Cool.
Well, don't you want me to come down? No, I don't care. I mean, I care. I can't tell them I don't care, but that's what's going on.
Is Rachel still on board?
Yeah, she's in school right now. Yeah. I'm actually gotta hire somebody. She's actually leaving in January.
What I meant was Rachel the apprentice that starts in the group next month.
Oh, yeah, she's still on board.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I've already talked to her.
And did Rita sign up?
Nope,
Did Jocelyn?
nope, not yet.
Not yet? Okay.
I don't chase people.
Because for a while there, I swear you were giving everybody to close deals, and I'm like, because they're calling,
Oh, no,
you know?
I didn't call anybody. No, I
Oh,
don't
no,
chase
Rita
people.
asked me if she could,
Yeah, talk and.
yeah.
I don't-
Someone else asked me, but I don't remember who.
I don't chase people, and I tell them from the beginning, I'm like, here's the thing, if you want to enroll, here's a way to do it, you can do this. I don't chase people.
So how many have you got starting in your next
I
group?
got 2, which is fine because how this is all changing, I don't know if I can handle more than 2 right now.
Yeah, he can't handle us.
No, I can handle you guys.
He learned his lesson.
I can handle you guys. You guys want to do it again, that'd be fun. But no, I just 2 right now because what's actually happening is we're changing how it works. We're just changing everything in here. So this little seed that I've taken and held on to and everything else, this client's come in and go, okay, we're gonna change everything. And I'm like, you can't do that. Then my wife goes, what's going on? He can't do that, it's my baby. Yeah, and then she goes, okay, are you done? Get over it. Okay. That's what it was. So yeah, that's changing how we're doing a lot of procedures. I've gotta hire another receptionist. I've got 2 people next year. The nice thing is all the videos are done.
So are you gonna use the same videos?
Yep.
Okay.
That's why I did the videos. So we could just do them. And you know, who knows, in the next 5, 10 years, you know, I'll do different videos for the apprentices and those will be like an online school videos. It morphs. There's a lot of things that morph, so. Any other questions on this or this? I wasn't gonna get into this till later, but hold on. But yeah, don't take your client stuff on. Because a lot of times they're dealing with other things. They're just looking to blame somebody. I mean, they really are. They're just looking. And a lot of times, there's times that I talk to people, I'm like, hey, we can totally fix this. And they're like, well, no, I'm just gonna go try something else. And there's times that people got off the table and I'm like, holy cow, we're not in pain anymore. I'm like, great, let's keep going. I'll get back to you.
And they never do.
And they never do. I tell people, I go, here's the thing. 90% of the people that walk out that door without enrolling and getting appointments don't ever call me back. They go, oh, really? Yep. Okay, and they leave. I tell them, like, it's very blunt. I've had people come into the office, you know, they brought in a son or a daughter or a parent or something like that, and we fixed them, they've been out of pain, and they've cried, and they said, we've been on our prayers and fasting and praying, and you're an answer to our prayer. Holy cow, we gotta keep going. Great, here's the price, this is what it is. We'll have to get back to you. Okay. And I let them. Okay, this can affect you. Like, okay, they don't want to invest, that's fine. 5 other people are gonna come. Have I taught you guys the slide one? Oh, you guys will love this. This is what I did when I first started. So you got somebody on a slide. And you're waiting at the bottom here for them. And these people are coming down and they're like right here. And they're so excited to meet you and so excited for what you do. And you're just trying to get them to enroll. And you're calling them all the time and you're doing this and hey, you know, I'm calling you in a couple days, I'll follow up with you, I'll do this, and blah, blah, blah. And they're like, well, you know, I don't know, man, I love what you did. Yeah, I'll sign up tomorrow. Or I'll call you back tomorrow, I'll do this, and you haven't heard from them in 3 days, and you follow up with them. Well, guess what? What's happening is you've got all of these people back here who are waiting to come see you. You got people on the slide here that are waiting to talk to you because guess what? These guys are a no, this is a no, this is a no, and guess where all your yeses are? But you're too busy getting the maybes or the no's to get these. That's what Kevin's problem was. Right here, he's sitting here trying to close these people that are him Han. So all of their junk is on his shoulders. I've already told him that.
Yeah.
He knows exactly.
Okay.
So the funny thing is for you to say exactly what I told him and for him to draw a blank, he's just shoved that down. Doesn't want to admit it. So that's what's
Well,
going on.
thanks for the validation that
You're
I
welcome.
would say what you would say
Yeah.
and go back to the
You did.
reality there, the energy.
When you
spiritually.
asked, you know, well, what was going on when this tightened up? I asked the exact same thing. And he goes, I don't know. And I looked at him, and do you know what I said?
Yes, you do.
Bull crap.
Mhm.
Hey, what's up, Trey?
Hey, Trey. We saved you a seat.
So, this is what's happening with people all over. They're trying to close deals. They've got people that want to get down the slide and there's people coming up. But we're so focused on the 1 or 2 people right here, just let them go. Just let them go. Because guess what? These are generally in-laws, a sister, sister-in-law, or a friend who you keep chasing.
I'm not chasing
Nope. So that's what I'm saying. Let them go. If they're like, hey, here's my packages, this is what's going on, here's how to get back in and see me again. And if you don't want to do the packages, that's fine. But I would make them somehow have a commitment to come see you, especially when they're really bad. And if they say no, okay, great. If you need me, call me. You know where I'm at. You need me here, call me. Here you need me, call me. Here you need me, call me. All of a sudden you meet somebody and they're like, there's been a couple people that I've had that I'm like, oh, for sure. I had openings that they could have gotten in within 2 weeks of each other. And they're like, okay, I'll call you back. And they didn't. And they didn't. And finally the 3rd and 4th people, they came in and signed it and got all those spots. The people are here. You don't need to worry about them. You got to worry about just letting these guys just go. That's really what you need to worry about. Because once the yeses start coming, then you're like, I don't have room. And then they keep coming. Okay? But just answer, time, money, how much, how many sessions, how much is it, and their energy commitment, all that stuff. Okay, you guys done sitting?
Yes, my bum is.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the bathroom, get some water.
Before we break, what is the itinerary for the week?
Oh,
What's
the
schedule?
itinerary for the week? Let's
Today,
see, today we've got 11, we'll have 3 people in here from 11 to 12:15, and then we'll come back in here and debrief for about 45 minutes, ask questions. The people, so the 2 people that aren't going to be working on people, you guys just choose a room and go watch. And then I'll just kind of pop back and forth and any questions. Like I want you guys to kind of back and forth and what are you doing and kind of doing that. And then the afternoon after lunch, are we okay with Jimmy John's? I need you guys' orders. I'll have to get it paid. Write that on your questions.
Jimmy John's?
Your Jimmy John order.
Just write our orders.
Yeah,
up
just
there?
write your order on there so I can just come and take that. We'll eat lunch from about 1 to 2:30. Then in the afternoon, we've got 3 people now coming at 3 instead of 2. But Sylvia's a request, so there you go. It's her own son. And so we'll just do that. So, and then tomorrow we've got,
And done by what time?
we're done at 6.
Okay, 10 to 6.
We're done at 6. If we get, so we'll go 3 to 4:15, 4:30. I want to have plenty of time to, because we didn't get to work on anybody today, so we'll have plenty of time to get people on the table. Tomorrow, there's 2 in the morning, so it's 10 to 11:15, and then 11:30 to 12:45, and then we'll take lunch right around 1 or something like that. Then there's nobody until 4 o'clock. So after lunch is when we'll work on more people, more questions, anything you guys have. I know you're gone. And then Friday, there's no client scheduled. You'll be working on each other. We'll be working on in here, like we're gonna just have everything. It's 9 to 6, 9 to 6, Friday's 9 to 4. And then dinner is 6:30 to 8:30.
And will we
Back
have a
here?
location at that point?
I can give you a location right now.
Oh,
We're gonna go to, it's called the Sakura Japanese Restaurant. We're gonna do hibachi.
Cool.
It's not a karaoke bar,
yes, I got that one.
but I think it'd be kind of fun. It is casual dress. I'm going like this,
Okay.
okay? And we'll have something there for you guys too. I do not have your certificates. Here's the thing, you guys all pass. We just gotta get all your hours in. Then we give you certificates. Once the new, so I will need your guys' biographies and your photos and everything emailed to me. When we get the new website going, then you guys will all have the same logos and all that stuff. I didn't want to do that and then try and switch it over, so it's all going to be fresh and new. So it'll be 1 year from the time that you get on the website. Okay, does that make
Do you have
sense?
an anticipated date for that? Like if we haven't quite finished the bio or something at this point? Then that would need to.
Hopefully by January
Okay.
or February.
Okay.
They're on the ball. They've got kind of the new logos and everything that's going on right now. So we just gotta kind of figure out colors and how we want to do things. But yeah, like hired an interior designer. It's costing so much money. And I'm
What, are you interior designing your whole office?
Uh-huh.
All right, fun.
It's like, my wife's like, just do this and do this. I'm like, no, do you know how much money that is? Stop. She likes to say, oh, it's gonna be fantastic. I just have to learn to quit resisting and just open myself up. Okay? I'll put these around the wall so you guys can take pictures and stuff. And like I said, if you have any questions, if you want to spend time and say, hey, you know, I'm thinking about doing my packages this way and this way and this way, you know, talk to me about it. That's totally fine. You don't have to do packages, but if you have an eager client that's like, hey, okay, you know, if you want the same time slot and you want to do this, if this time slot works for you, then great, let's do a package and I'll just reserve that spot for you for the next month and a half. people kind of like that experience is what you gotta give them, an experience. You know, because there's gonna be times that you don't help them. I've had people come in and have not helped them before, but because they've had an experience and they felt connected or somebody cared, they're like, let's do this, okay? In fact, I had one, so we'll go in just a minute. I had one client come in. She has involuntary spasms in her esophagus that I cannot massage in here. I go, unless I stick my finger down your throat, but I don't think that works anyways, okay? And she says, well, everybody says it's nerve. And I go, well, it's an involuntary thing, so unless you've had a stroke or some sort of something on your brain, then it's really not gonna be a nerve issue. And so I just tried to connect with her, and you know, she was like, I'm freaking out her brain. I'm like, dude, yeah, you should be freaking out. You should have anxiety. Like, you can't swallow. She would choke on swallowing water. On water. Like, she couldn't, she would have she lived off thick smoothies. Like, that's it. And sometimes she would gag. Well, what we figured out was her neck muscle had cramped to one side and pushed her esophagus this way. And her stomach muscle cramped and pushed her stomach organ into the hiatus. So it was almost like a hiatal hernia. So she couldn't swallow hard enough to get it to drop down, but the stomach muscle was pushing it, everything back up. And so what freaked out was the stomach muscles in here because they didn't know which way to go.
My sister-in-law had something like that. They had a surgery they did. They were telling her it was the
Yeah,
peristalsis wasn't working. in
that's
her throat.
exactly what it is.
And so you were able to go
So I
in.
loosened all the muscles around. She could swallow with enough to get it past here,
Because it would all just sit there.
because it would just sit here. And then I loosened up the stomach muscle to drop the stomach organ down.
I talked to her. I did some foot zoning on her that helped her, because it always happens
Yeah.
when she gets stressed.
When
it
she gets
worse.
stressed, it's exactly what it was. So
Interesting.
it cramped and Charlie horsed on her, and that's what they want to do. They want to do surgery on it. She goes, I don't want to do surgery. She goes, I will die before I do surgery. I'm like, well, okay. I'm like, I can't screw you up then.
She was
Then-
almost like to that
She was
point,
almost
she
at the
couldn't
point.
eat.
Yeah,
She
she
could not,
couldn't
she
eat.
was getting
She
that.
couldn't eat. So that's where this
Yeah.
gal was at. So one of my gals who does this throat specialist, it was a doctor recommended her over to me. And so they have pictures of it, and she's gonna go back and take more pictures. So this is just more stuff that's going on. So we loosened this up. I loosened up the stomach. And within 2 weeks, she gained 4 pounds. Because she could swallow, and it didn't feel like it was sitting there for the gag reflex to come up. So we just keep working on it. And she was like, so we had to, I said, how are you comfortable? She's laying down. I put her up in a 45-degree angle, because she's like, I can't lay down because things just come out. On our 3rd session, she was like, can I try laying down flat on my back? Absolutely. And she was like, oh, it's not coming up. So the mind and everything, and she goes, I can feel it actually starting to force down. So the muscles are starting to fall down because
Coordinate.
it's starting to coordinate. And she goes, I thought it was totally nerve. I go, no, it's a muscle issue.
So I'm gonna call her.
So if that
Yeah.
somebody actually has a hiatal hernia, it just has to do with muscle, and that can be fixed as
Well,
well?
it can. I used to, before we first started, I would actually just reach under the rib cage and kind of grab their stomach and pull it down. But that was really helpful. So now I just loosen up the sides, and then the stomach will just fall down itself. And it depends on how far the hiatal hernia is. If it's really shoved up there, and that sphincter and the muscles are now, what's the word I want? They don't have the collagen anymore, then they've got to kind of go in and have it surgically repaired. But I haven't met anybody yet like that. And most people who've gone in for the hiatal hernia surgery, it doesn't fix the symptom.
Yeah, because my sister went in for that, and that was a brutal surgery.
That's brutal surgery. And so then you just gotta,
Wow.
it's the diaphragm. Everything's just pushing in, and the stomach muscle is pushing the stomach organ up.
Right.
And they have bowel issues and all that other stuff, which is, it's all a muscle issue.
Hmm.
So now in fact, she'll be here Saturday again, and she's gained 4 pounds, and so she's like, well, if I can keep gaining weight, and she's eating, so now so she went from just drinking water, now she's at thicker green smoothies, and when she came in last time, she was actually at baby food. And she could eat and swallow and get full and everything else.
Wow. Crazy.
So, yeah, it really is all muscles. I've always said it's 95%. Well, it's 95% muscle, and then the other 5% started out as muscle. And sometimes the body, if it's long enough, will just wear out, and then they have to go do surgery
Yeah,
just to get things fixed because the body's been so. I just tell them the bank is, your body is called its loan on you, and you've got nothing to give to it because you haven't taken care of it. And they go, yeah, that's true. So, and if they do that, go do surgery. I've had clients who, they've signed up for a package, you know, and they've used 2 of them, and they go, well, I've got to go in and do surgery because this is great, can I get a refund? No. After you're done with surgery, 6 weeks, come back and see me, we're going to start doing this rehab. And they go, well, that's a great idea, I never even thought about that. Yep. So, and it's in the document. Now, unless somebody died or something like that, then, you know, there's certain systems. But I had one gal who called up and she was totally fine with everything, and she, you know, she made payments, and on her last payment, we're like, okay, we're gonna run this, and she goes, yeah, and then a week later, she got her credit card statement. She goes, I just got my credit card statement, can I get a refund? No. And so we didn't know, and she was like, okay, and then like the day before her daughter was supposed to come in, she hurt her knee, she's like, I'm so glad I had this appointment. Yeah, very rarely have I ever given a refund, if ever. Unless it's in their 72-hour window. They call up, I don't wanna do this. Okay, well, don't you wanna know why? Nope. If you wanna tell me, you can, but I'm not gonna ask. And they go, well, it's because of this and this and this. Okay, great, we'll just cancel all your appointments and call me when it's taken care of. Never mind, let's keep it. It really is interesting to watch people's mentality, especially if it doesn't affect you. Okay, you wanna do that, that's fine. Cause they want it justified, they like wanna put up a fight, and if you have no fight, they go, oh, they really don't need me. Well, no, I'll keep those appointments. And I've never had anybody who's wanted a refund at the end of their appointments, they've never said, I wish I would've had a refund. All of them have said, I'm so glad I did not cancel, I'm so glad I didn't get that refund back, thank you. All of them. Okay, all right. All right, go to the bathroom. I gotta figure out who's working on who. So yeah, the schedule's 9 to 6, 9 to 6, 9 to 4.
All right.
So, since that was the long end of a short answer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Woo, yes. She went out of town, Becky went out of country, actually.
Who?
Becky, the Africa girl.
Oh, yeah, Becky Tilton?
Yep.
Okay.
So, she finally got
How's your
to
arm?
me yesterday afternoon.
Oh, okay.
Seems to be a little bit better, it depends on kind of how many deep
Did
tissue
you know
I
that
do in a
too?
row.
Yeah.
You email that to me?
There's the more you use it, the more agitated you get.
Want me to read it?
But
Yeah,
I started
give me
using a
a-
grounding mat, which I think has made a difference.
'Cause it's-
Mine, when I read mine, I was like, holy cow, who is this guy? I want to meet him. Ooh, I like that. With their souls in the most. She is so good.
Oh, I haven't even called her yet. I don't know what it has been about October.
It's because October's been crazy down here.
My life for October's been crazy and I haven't figured out why. It's like, what is it with October?
I would change that to thousands. You've worked on more than hundreds.
I have.
I would change that to thousands.
Okay.
I would even put, kind of do a roughly of, you know, relief and strength to over 3,000, 4,000, because you worked on a lot of people.
Yeah.
I would actually put kind of a number on there.
Okay.
I just use that to muscle alignment and restoration therapy.
Okay.
Or you can even put healing and is a muscle alignment and restoration specialist. Something like that, because you're a specialist now.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Mhm. That's true. You should use her offbeat sense of humor regularly to diffuse tension in others. Yes. She loves being very caring.
Yes.
I like it. You know that too.
It's not too boo-boo?
It's
not too-
Oh, no. Have you ever seen mine?
On your website?
Long time.
Yeah, I read that one
Yeah,
the other day.
it's the same thing.
Texas.
Yeah.
What about this one?
I like it, but it could be, if you wanted to do it, it could be like, she has a, what's the right one? She has she has a deep understanding of how others feel and think, which gives her clear insights into what their socially most become home. You could even do that, because you are deeply in tune with other thoughts and feelings.
Yes, but if somebody read that, they would, my thought was like, well, what am I thinking?
So I would go to, she has an innate, she has a deep, I would do a deep understanding, I would do a deep understanding
Okay.
of one's thoughts and feelings. Because then when people say that, you can be like, you know what, I can understand that. If you understand something, I think it says more than, so that, does that make sense?
Yeah.
I would do an understanding. If you don't, and that, you know, but at the same time, if people are looking on a website for healing, they might like that. They might want somebody who is in tune with their needs and stuff like that, even if they don't. Because that's what a lot of people are coming for, is they're coming because they don't understand.
Because it's the emotional component.
Yeah, it's the emotional component. So, even if she is deeply in tune, I would maybe in tune. She's deeply in tune with probably the needs of others' thoughts and feelings. Because it does, it gives you a clear insight to what they're so being mostly come home. So I like that. She's deeply in tune, she's deeply, you could be like, she's deeply understanding in others' thoughts and feelings. I would do understanding, if you're gonna change that.
And I did take off Myrna, because there's a lot of people that
Yeah, it's Lisa. I
So-
started calling you Lisa too.
yeah, so I took that off.
But I like Myrna Lisa more. It's just, Myrna Lisa more.
Oh, I am
I
not,
know.
yes.
But yeah,
That's-
just however you want it on the website, however you want it. Because here, so let me, how to get some of these stuff out. Let me kind of show you guys.
Crackers.
Oh, where is that going to be?
Everything's going for you, Trey.
I'm going all right.
Yeah?
Yep. Trying to stay sane.
Everyone's life goal nowadays.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm glad that we're finally finished with this because I'm doing school and working right now
There's a
and
lot.
doing this.
Crazy.
It's be nice that this is done and
Yeah. Any updates on the wedding or?
not yet, but getting closer to it.
Cool.
So
That'll be nice
Yep.
too.
yep.
All that combined is
be
crazy,
really
crazy.
nice. I know. That'll be really good. So I'm excited
Good.
for that.
Good.
Wish we had a date set, but I'm just trying to be patient with it, the whole thing, so.
The unknown is hard. It's more stressful.
Hmm.
I'm liking that lingo today. It's like it's probably covered in sugar. Probably why I like it.
Yeah. Are they on the question board? No, I'm totally okay.
The gal I was talking to, that she was coming from the doctor, she said she's missing that facet one between L4 and L5 on the left side. When they did the x-rays, and she's been having numbness in her leg, so she did some x-rays and back pain. She said that L4 and L5 and S1 are all bulging inward, like towards the inside of her body. And they said she's missing a facet joint, which is probably hereditary, that she was just born that way.
Wow,
Have you ever heard of that?
I've never heard of that.
So, and they're thinking she might have some degenerative arthritis.
Yeah.
They have,
Degenerative.
she's young, she's like 5. Her family of degenerative disc disease is hereditary, but they're not, they don't think she has that, but they couldn't see it clear enough to tell for sure. First, they're wanting to do surgery, she's trying to put it off as long as possible, but she has this continual numbness, pins and needles combinations and weakness in her leg. Talk to them and see what.
Is it just on one side? So here's
Yeah,
what I wanna
it's
show
her
you
left
guys. Here's some things that you might wanna do. So this is a flyer, I never put it out yet, and especially because we're changing it. But, see like this, like there's testimonials here, okay, and all that. So like, this is how you can use your biography. You know, how is Mark different? Working for Miracle Enough Years. So here's my biography right there. Here's what this is different. Does that make sense? So,
Yeah.
like in advertising and stuff like that, people are like, what do you do? You know, if you guys want like a copy like this,
Yeah.
you can kind
Oh,
of
yeah.
do it yourself for what it
Yes.
is, not copy it word for
Right,
word.
but to have
But to
how
have
you've got it
this,
set up so it refers back
so it
and
refers
correlates
back,
with you too.
absolutely.
I like that.
So that people are like, you know, they see this and you guys are on the website and they can do that. So
Mhm.
if then they see, you know, they come and they see you and they're like, oh, hey, yeah, it correlates with the websites and everything else.
Yeah, that would be good.
So, over at Beyond Basic,
Uh-huh.
the manager over there, she wants to put, she says, I think we need to put that technique out on our
Get over here. Yucky?
commission.
Huh? Oh, yeah.
Good.
Because she said, if a lot of people,
Yeah, yesterday was the first full day that I
use,
Absolutely.
didn't feel like crap.
you know,
That's the thing, it was just all week, from Sunday to Sunday.
Wow.
It was just like,
Yeah, that's fine.
that's the thing, it's Friday was like the
So
worst
is
day.
this something?
Uh-huh.
She would have
Oh,
to, she
dude.
would have to
That's
specifically
so good.
specify you.
Yeah, oh, she will.
Some great, well, that's all it was.
It was trained by
Yeah,
Jared
And that's
Goffman
what she would
County.
do.
Absolutely.
yeah.
That I don't have any problem. But if somebody's coming in and they're like, I want this session, it's gotta be by you. It can't be by anybody else.
No, she knows that it's only me
Okay.
that does that.
Okay. Yeah.
So is this something that we could use as a description on, for people to know what it is? What the
I know, right?
information, so somebody calls and says, what is, she can kind of say, well, this is, or something, you know,
Yeah.
pull from a little bit,
I
maybe
don't
we
know
can
that
simplify
one.
it.
Yeah, you have to probably simplify it
Well, we could-
for the sheer fact that all this is getting trademarked now.
okay.
But you could say that too, because if you're, I've seen on
You could
Facebook,
say-
clinics, you say we exclusive Mart and talk about it,
Yeah.
for only performed by Mart technicians.
Like, I would have her specify,
Smart
you know,
specialist.
Yeah.
Sylvia's been trained by Jared Goff, who started the muscle alignment restoration therapy. She's a muscle alignment and restoration specialist. That's totally fine, she's been
Okay.
trained by her. This is, you know, this is what Mart involves, kind of like this right here.
Mhm.
That's what I would kind of do on her, but she could do that, and that's what you do. It's specifically only through Sylvia.
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely, I wouldn't have any problem with that.
okay. So I can take this and say, we can use, okay.
Because that's what it does, that's what you do. So Sylvia has learned this process, you know, which, you know, you stuff for like Sylvia. And I would get, so I would like Mark, you know, actually it's Mar now, M-A-R.
I
It's
do.
not M-A-R-S.
You do it, but it's a Mar specialist, not a Mar
Okay,
specialist.
yeah, 'cause it's-
Or Mar technique, Mar technique, which is Mar. Okay?
Yeah,
That's fine, there's no sign of restoration therapy, your technique now.
okay.
So you say Sylvia, you know, how this is different is Sylvia used the most of the alignment, while same time doing all this stuff, does that make sense?
Mhm.
And then as she does that, then that's where it goes on.
Okay,
But I would, that's the part that I would put right there.
okay, and yeah, and I know that she's just gonna specify that to me,
Yeah.
because,
And
Did
it's
you get
got
one too?
to
I got
you,
one.
yeah,
to you.
You want one?
And what's gonna happen?
I didn't know you were gonna pick them up, I was just gonna
Website.
wait and ask him.
You
want me to do it?
website,
Yeah.
you know, I can start
Thanks.
put it where
Yes,
they're
please.
sitting over there where you're at.
so we could, so can I take this?
But it's trademarked, if you don't even see it.
Okay, let me give you my lawyer's number. I have a lawyer.
No, he's right next door.
Okay, now here's another question for you.
All right, Tina,
Oh, was it?
come fill all this stuff out of the way. Amy, we're gonna put you with Rick.
Hi, Rick.
This is Amy, you can beat him up. He's
How you
good.
doing, Rick?
He knows, he
He
knows.
he knows everybody. Just beat your elbow. Yeah, come sign this, Rick.
Oh,
when-
I'm gonna get out
Excuse me,
of
excuse me.
Pardon me.
Excuse me.
And-
Pardon me.
Are you guys dancing? I like
We
it.
are.
Yep.
We upping.
Have any of you guys had your professional headshots done?
No.
Yeah.
They're expensive. I'm gonna ask you, just what's wrong with this?
Nothing.
What are you looking for, Pam?
Another pen.
Nothing?
Oh, fine.
Just not sure they'll let me use it.
Why not? Does
Yeah,
stuff. and
young
other
guy
stuff they do.
last time.
But- But $250, cause I called them and
That
did
I
it.
that I saw.
Okay, we're gonna, let's see. Hi Lee, how are you?
So is that person down here?
Yeah.
All right, Trey, we're gonna stick you with, okay, you're gonna go with Tina. You're gonna have fun with Tina.
Okay. All right.
I want Jerry to have fun with me on Friday.
These tables, actually we can, and I'll work on, so, let's see, Amy, yeah, let's put you in there, because that table hasn't changed. Who usually was in here? Because this table hasn't changed, I just
I've
moved this
usually been
one.
in there.
You've usually been here? Trey, you're usually in my room, right?
Yeah,
Is that
fine.
table right about for you?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, let's have you go with Lee. Lee, come sign this.
Are we still running?
Yeah.
Oh, no, now we're going. Alright, we're gonna do this again. Lisa just ducked under the camera. Okay, so if you're on the knot and it's a good one, and I'm just doing this for the camera so you guys have this. Make sure you stay on the knot. You can change direction a little bit, alright? But don't come off the knot, just change the direction that you're working with the hand. Does that make sense? So I'll show you what I'm talking about. Trace, since you found it, why don't you come lay down?
Yeah.
I'll show you guys how to get into, I'll show you what, actually, we gotta show, cause I taught you a couple of different things in there on it, didn't I? Okay, so let's go, yeah, on your stomach. So the bolstering for the shoulder, okay, we taught you guys. When you're working anywhere kind of in here, that shoulder just has a tendency to want to roll off. So put that bolster right next to their neck, and that way you don't have to worry about it moving too much right in there. And then that way you get the teres major, minor, the tricep, and everything else. The other thing that you can do, and this is fun, is and then it doesn't need a bolster on this.
Actually, we didn't have a bolster
No.
on, did it?
You can do a bolster if they got really good shoulders, and you can actually push their elbow down, because sometimes it pinches, so you can't. But if they have pretty good shoulders, and you're trying to get the rhomboids, this is a really good trick to release the rhomboids. As you find the corner, you stick your knuckle right in that corner.
Corner of the scapula.
So right here's the shoulder blade,
Or-
and then where the rhomboids meet. So go ahead and fill that. If you guys want to come fill that, then you can. Just where I'm at. So the trap, so where I'm at is right in through here.
So move your knuckles up my shoulder blade just a little bit more.
Right in here.
in there, yep.
Yep.
Right,
Oh,
in here?
okay.
Oh, the left side, whoever's the
so
left
right
side
here.
has got it right. Whoever's on my right side, this side, if you're a little low, keep going higher.
Go
Oh, right
out.
there?
Yeah, right
Yeah.
in there, yep.
So
It's almost right on the tip.
it's right on the tip.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you
Oh,
got the
okay.
lower edge, you got the tip.
So you're right on the tip.
So
Yeah.
right in that
Right
notch,
here.
okay.
So right in there. So really, when you push on this,
That's
it's where the shoulder blade doesn't pop up.
Okay.
Okay, see that? That's all popped up. Now what'll happen is even if their shoulder blade's stuck, okay, here,
You showed me.
Oh.
I know, the camera's right there though.
Thank you.
But what's happening is sometimes they'll be all right and it just kind of opens only to here. So wherever that shoulder blade opens to, go right to the point that you can't get up into anymore.
That's
Does
for
that make sense?
this is for rhomboids.
This is for rhomboids and trap muscle.
Gotcha. Oh,
Yeah, right there. Okay, so to release it, this is the fun part,
oh
because
no.
it pops instantly.
Oh no.
Deep breath.
I'm
So you
listening.
pull this out, and you just kind of, just find the spot for it. Right in here. There it is. So you just kind of push on it. Okay, and then you let that elbow, okay, so I'm on it right here. So once you're on it, you take the hand off, and you drop it down, and it just popped open. Do you feel that doesn't let go?
Yeah.
There you go. So as soon as I let it off and rolled, what that wanted to do was it wanted to pinch.
Oh.
Because my knuckle was there, it went just like that.
Oh, that's cool.
Because that shoulder blade has to come off.
So you're pushing down towards my feet, like when you're
No,
applying
I'm
pressure?
kind of pushing towards your chest.
Okay, gotcha.
So then if you wanted to, it even opens it up even more, and then you can kind of keep moving up.
Work around, top edge.
Yeah, so then there's that one.
So would this have worked with what Trace was doing in there?
Uh-huh.
Okay,
Well, yeah, but see, her knot was more here.
okay.
Where that's why I had him get the lat muscle, because then the pinching stopped. See, so now, I wanted to just show you guys, now that we got that, here's the knot. So that's the knot that Lee had in there,
Oh gosh.
was
Oh,
that
yeah.
one. That's generally what causes a lot of people to have pain in the shoulder blade, is this one, and we're sitting there trying to work this. Instead of pop that shoulder blade off, the rhomboids relax, and now you get to the erector spinae muscle.
Okay. I think that's where Lamont's hit. It
That's
might
where,
be down
more
a
than
little bit
likely,
lower,
that's
but-
probably where
And
the
so
wants
any other
it.
tricks for that one, or just going in the regular way,
Just, then you just go in,
Right there.
so you can do that as well.
Go a little
Go a
lower.
little lower, yep, right in
Yeah,
there.
right there.
Now, watch this. So you're gonna just kind of traction that way, and just slowly take it off. Right there. And it just goes, It just separates it.
Hot dog.
Did that really, did the pain go down?
It did a little bit. I think you were still a little too high, but it did let loose a little bit. So, let's see, go a little higher. Or, just a tiny bit lower. A little, yeah, no, right there,
Here
yep.
you go. See your switch, hold on. Right there. See that?
Right there, yep. Oh,
See that? That's your.
right
Yeah,
there.
they're rolling over.
Yep, that's it. Here you go.
Is the pain still there?
Oh, it's there a little bit, but it's a lot
Yeah.
less.
Because the pain, that's where a lot of muscles crisscross, so there's gonna be pain. That's where everybody goes, oh, I just hold it right there. That's a painful spot anyway, because you got rhomboids, erectors, and trap that all go right there. So now,
Where does the other?
But
one?
look-
You know,
The other
walk.
side.
look at now the difference where his
I know.
shoulder blade is here compared to here.
Mhm. Yeah, this got a sharper edge.
Yeah.
This is kind of just dull.
All right, sunshine, get over here. Your turn. Your turn.
Don't kill.
Don't kill it.
It's only pain.
Oh.
I kiss you better.
Don't do that with your clients.
I bet she does with some.
Oh, gosh.
There you go. Just
Okay.
gently take it
It
off.
almost seems higher than the side.
No, it's the exact same.
Is it?
It's just how,
Oh.
keep pressure on it. Ooh, that one doesn't want to let go. So bring it, so then you just bring it back up again.
Holy cow. Oh, that's brutal.
It's actually up here on it. You're on it. Just come down just a little bit more. There it is. Now drop it off the table. There it goes. Now go for, now we're gonna do that one. Now get the higher one that you just had. And you can also use your elbows on this one too.
Yeah, that wouldn't,
There!
that would be fairly easy. to
Yeah.
with elbows,
Yeah.
wouldn't it? Even way high like that.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Get in here on your calves too.
Yeah!
See what you volunteered for here?
Oh, snap. Did you feel that
Once
one?
you get on the table, hey, all bets are off. You're a piece of meat.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Oh, there it is. Just let go.
Yeah. See, now look.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, look how, yeah.
See that? Just open that out completely.
Mm. Yeah, I gotta start doing that.
I know, that's really helpful for some of those that get stubborn and.
Mm.
They get stubborn. Now, my suggestion would be, before you go in and just do that real quick, to make sure that the lats,
Oh, yeah.
the deltoids, the whole shoulder girdle is there. But a lot of times when people have that thing right there, everything's just kind of sitting and pulling on it, so you want to release that, and then you can just go in and it just pops
So
open.
if they have curvature right here,
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
right there.
is there a reason for that?
When they're like this.
Well, just laying on the table,
Yeah.
just laying on the table.
Um,
Say it seems to be high from about here
Yeah.
to here.
Can be a couple of different reasons.
Okay.
Bellies.
Okay.
What if they don't
Okay.
have a belly?
If they don't have a belly and they're like that, their lats are extremely tight.
Okay.
curl
Oh,
like
there's
this.
curl in the back.
Mhm.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So then you can release the lats, which are gonna drop the shoulders down.
Mhm.
And then turn over, Trey. We're gonna work on your pecs.
We're supposed to, there you go.
Yeah. So here's the other fun
Yeah, this
thing.
is very enjoyable.
So a lot of times we can't. The pecs are really hard to get into on anybody. So if you use a bolster, can you see this in here? Well, it'll be okay. And you raise it up and then drop it down. It pops that baby out
Okay.
right there.
Kinda like the
Give him
car
your hand to
string in
squeeze, Jerry.
Right there.
there. Well, you squeeze my hand, it'll hurt.
Okay.
Okay, breathe.
See, now I want you guys to come feel the pec here versus the pec out here.
Oh, yeah.
Just stand right up there.
It just pops it out.
Okay, the subclavian, can you show me that?
Oh, okay, the subclavicle?
Or subclavian?
Yeah, subclavian,
Yeah.
subclavicle.
Isn't it this one right
Yeah.
here?
Underneath the.
So it's
yeah.
this
Oh,
one,
you're
no,
down.
you're right, you're good. It's that one right there.
Okay.
But really, this one is gonna kind of be attached into the pec major deltoid,
Uh-huh.
right in there,
Okay.
okay? So you kind of get a 2-for-1 on this one.
Oh, okay.
Trey's like, what did I ever do to you guys? You volunteered to be on the table.
Yeah, actually, you volunteered
I
for
did
this time.
We didn't have much of a fight.
So different-
No,
He was voluntold, he was voluntold.
Yeah.
Now, it's a cut, he's a little bit taller, so this way's kind of a little bit more difficult, okay? If he was a bigger guy, like when I work on Josh, all I do is I just say slide over.
Drop the arm.
Drop the arm, yeah, and then it's the same thing, okay?
Okay.
So this right here, how you want to do it is you want that muscle to fold on your knuckle,
Okay.
okay? Because it's really a difficult one to get to. So if I'm working, I can't work that direction.
Oh.
That's too
Too
high.
high up or something.
This direction.
Screw up.
No, right here. I like going this way with it. Some, how did I show you? You went this way.
I was
Yeah,
the
you're
other
this way.
angle, but it was just the angle.
But it was just the
better for me.
angle, okay, it doesn't matter. So like this, I like coming this way with it, because if it's a girl, I'll actually
Push back.
push the tissue down a little bit before I get into it. So when you're here, you just kind of find that right there. Now you gotta be careful because the clavicle sits right here, so I'll actually kind of breathe.
It is like hot iron, it's
Now,
like worse than it was
It's a
last
hot
time.
iron, so what you're gonna do is you just push on it the exact same way. You don't have to push hard,
Yeah.
like, but the key is to get their hand to fold over your knuckle. Right here like that. Once you're in there, oh, it's not like me in there.
Bouncing, bouncing.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna kind of hang, there it is, okay. So just drop me in. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep pressure this way while I bring his arm back down. And then you can kind of start, there you go. There you go. Now,
I know.
yeah. But now, there's the peg.
Oh.
I'm doing the same thing. There you go. Did you feel that? His whole shoulder just dropped down.
My head just went cold.
Uh-huh. And that's generally what happens. A pec tight, they can sit here like this, and all of a sudden you release the pec and it just goes. And open up.
Very cool.
Yeah. That side's not bad.
Not as bad.
Yeah.
Until we
So,
pop it
just do
open.
that, pop open. That's not bad.
That's not as bad.
No,
It's the
but you just kind of do the same thing. I'll come in here. Kind of want an angle. And I'll just lift it. And I just take it right over the top. And then on the way down, I just keep the pressure that way. So now I get down. There we go. Can you guys see all the jumping that's going on?
Mhm.
So now I'm on the knot. There it is. And if they're in this position, don't ask them to turn over, because they go, seriously? If I said, okay, Trey, turn over now, you'd be like, no. So anyway,
Cool.
that's really cool. We'll use these a lot. Okay? Same way, you know, if you're gonna come in for the hits here, the more side you get, lift it up.
Okay.
Well, that's what I did on Tina, and that was a whole new experience paying for her.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Turn over. Okay? Because, so what happens is, let's say that you're trying to get into here, okay? You can get into like this, all right? But you gotta put a bolster over here.
Yeah.
All
You're
right?
blocking the camera, Jared.
What?
Blocking the camera.
So, if you want to stretch it out, if you put the bolster here, okay, like that, and open it up, and then there'll be another bolster here, but then open them up this way,
Okay.
and that exposes this. Or another way you can do it, you can swing them off, swing his hips clear off, and that exposes it over here as well. Or even on some, did you use the pillows with her, or you just lift it up?
I just did the bolster and I
Yeah.
got it in just fine.
Or you come up like this, and you bring their leg.
Yeah, I brought her leg over
Like
like
this.
that and then
Oh,
lifted it.
sorry.
That's all right.
So like that.
Tender.
So then, so instead of having to work here, I'm working here.
Okay.
And they're not moving.
Or
sliding.
here, and they're not moving that way. Now, if you're pushing really hard, and they're kind of getting a pinch in the back, then go get a bolster and stick it underneath there. And then it just kind of pins them. But that's how you're gonna wanna, then you can just work on it like this. Then the other thing that you can do on the hip
I have a client needing to do this.
is drop their leg off the table and stretch it. So then you can
Do that for the TFL and the.
TFL, gluteus medius,
Medius. Or the medius or minimus?
both.
So the one I was talking to you about, this is what I need to do.
Yeah, see now look. I just went bloop. So now, then also, if you even want to even do it
See, I
more,
actually lifted.
you
the
can
leg
bring
up.
it clear up here, do the same thing, and it can actually drop off the table. Sometimes I'll have something underneath their knee or something like that.
Are you cussing in your head, Trey?
Probably.
Probably. See, but now that's, and then on some people, like if they're really big and I can't get into it, I'll stick pillows under here and I'll bring that whole thing up, and I'll just lay into it with my elbow.
Okay.
And then there's been some that I've had I'll have my chair in there, and I'll just go, screw this. And I'll bring them clear over here, and I'll put a pillow right there, and it's just exposed, and I'll just strip that whole thing out. But that's extreme.
Hey, so Jared, on Friday, you said to remind you today, was it the bolstering for this that you were
Yep.
talking about?
Yeah,
Do you
Oh,
gonna
not
show
that
it
here.
or?
So let me really show you guys.
yeah, there's no way of
I
getting even
couldn't,
better.
I couldn't remember what he said to remind him of. I just remember
Yeah,
he said
to
to remind him of
Is
something.
it makes a
It was
huge
the
difference.
pecker, this thing, so.
Well, it's both, I think it's both.
You like those rocks?
Tree stumps?
Okay. So going to your,
Oh, I have
going to your
I
right
have a
side.
son-in-law who's way worse.
So, like, this is kind of, I do this, usually it's to people who are pregnant. So there, have them lay just, lay back on it, just like that. Where's all my?
There's one.
Another one, or you
Yeah, give me that one. So right here, totally exposes this hip,
Okay.
okay? Now with this, in this position, you can drop this off and rotate that hip out.
Step back so you can see the camera. Show us on the camera so we're looking back to see what you were doing.
So here, so I'll do, like that, and then you can drop them off. You guys see how that's moving? So, let me see if I can kind of, so I will,
So this is, you're also getting the TFL working with this.
so this is getting the TFL,
Okay.
gluteus medius, and into here,
Okay,
that whole side.
okay.
Really what you're gonna try and hit with this is you're actually gonna get into the gluteus minimus.
Okay, I just had a client this week that,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've had him a couple of times, but this is what I need to do.
And this is what you need to do.
Okay.
So you can also, hopefully that works. So right here, you can just feel it, it's just like locked up. It's right here.
That's a 3x5 chart, 3 feet by 5 feet.
Yeah, probably not bad.
Possibly. I don't know, just go on Amazon, they got them.
Yeah, I think it's a 3x5.
Okay.
Actually, I think it's a 40.
It's a 36, I think it's a 36 by 48. I know, I can look at their sheet. and
Oh,
say.
okay.
So right here, okay, so here it is. Yeah, that one. So you just kind of bring it off. I don't like that. Like you said, you're kicking me off too. There it goes. Bam.
Someone out here.
No, I haven't ordered it yet. You gotta order it.
Oh,
So, but what happens is if you bring it off, it'll actually rotate that hip and stretch it, and then right there it'll pop. There you go. I do this with people
There you go.
who are like dancers or really flexible. I'll put them into this position and then I'll drop their legs off and their hip just goes. And then it sinks me in on it, and then when it tries to come back, it goes pop, and it'll pop loose. Great for dancers.
On both of those, in case you were wondering.
Huh? You're a dancer?
He's
Good.
really flexible.
Really flexible? Yeah,
Yep, he dances on the table.
okay. All right, I'm gonna go
Dancer by
order,
night.
I'm gonna go order, cause, anything else, any other questions?
Go order and then we'll ask.
Okay, all right.
More later, but
Your backpack's really cute. I like it.
Thank you.
It's
Okay.
better than
That's the
2%.
yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
better than 2% and 1%.
there's so much sugar in it though.
That's a problem. So that's why they say the vitamin D milk is actually better for you, is because the amount of sugar from like 2% and 1%.
So I would be better off drinking whole milk than 1%?
Oh, heck yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Really? Oh, that's like drinking straight cream to
No,
me.
it's not.
Ugh.
You get heavy cream and you'll know what.
Oh, I know, because I use heavy cream for
Well,
other
Well,
things.
ease your way up, go half and half
Try,
first, then.
Yeah, try your half and half. And then go cream.
Okay, I'll go from 1%
And then go
to
to the whole
2%
milk.
for a while, and then I'll back it up, but.
The
I
thing
think
is,
the
here's the
1%
thing, is
forever.
my in-laws, they were at 1% too.
Mhm.
And then when we told them about vitamin D, they did the exact same thing. They're like, there's no way, it's like drinking molasses.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, we'll try it.
Wow.
And within a week, they were like, they felt better
Really?
because they were getting the better fats, not the greatest,
Yeah.
but they were like, their bones and everything else because,
Mm.
I mean, basically drinking sugar water.
See, whole
Really?
milk
1%.
is, yeah,
I
whole
didn't know
milk
that.
is not whole milk. It's
No.
only
Yeah.
maybe 3%.
Yeah. Well, and
Okay.
it's
Well, really?
So you're not looking at that much difference.
Really, I'd like to go get raw milk, but
Mhm.
that's $10 a gallon.
Yeah.
If you can get it.
If
Oh, you get it?
You can get it here.
You
There's
can get it
all
here,
places
but
here. But yeah,
good
it's
night,
like
I-
$10 a gallon.
Whoa, yeah,
So
because I'd rather
that's
go
what
raw.
we've gone to, is we used to have 1%, but then we went to whole milk and we've seen, like, our kids, they used to like milk and they love whole milk. They're like, can we have whole
Oh,
milk?
I've
Can we
always
have whole
liked milk.
Yeah.
See, Jerry doesn't drink milk anymore, but Lamont and Tyler, that's all they drink is whole milk.
So try it. Try it for a
I
week.
guess I'll have to.
Try it for a week, see what
Dang, I
happens.
just barely bought another gallon.
That's all right, let Jerry drink it.
Oh, he won't, he doesn't drink it.
Anyway, Kate, what other questions?
I have a client that, let me get my phone. She's going in for her second surgery.
On what? A knee or an ankle or a
Back.
shoulder? Back. Low
Micro
back?
disconnectomy,
Discectomy.
Dichotomy.
second time, yeah.
Discectomy.
affecting her L4, L5, down to her S1.
It's not with the disc acting.
She's got drop foot really bad,
Well, that's when you got drop foot,
but there, it's not a muscle thing.
isn't it? Is it a nerve thing?
But usually if it's a drop foot, it is a nerve thing.
Not really.
Really?
Not real, no,
Really?
but they kind of fixed mine last week. It was
Oh.
my, anterior
There's a peroneal,
tibialis
anterior
and the
tibialis.
peroneals.
What happens was it was so tight that when it stepped, so in our muscles, we've got muscle spindle cells.
Yeah.
And so those in the Golgi tendon apparatuses monitor the tension of the muscles and tendons. Well, on a majority of drop foot people, what's happened is the muscle's so tight that when they go step, the muscle, it's either an all or nothing. It'll just zap itself, so it goes numb, so it doesn't tear the muscle tissue.
Oh,
Yeah, it was numb. I mean, the muscle was
Yeah.
numb, literally,
Yeah.
okay.
yeah.
Now,
So
there's a
anyway,
difference between,
Now,
the
she's
nerve's
got,
not going, but go ahead.
yeah, okay, so I worked on her glutes are terrible, her hamstrings are terrible.
Well, yeah,
I mean, she's terrible calves. And then her lower back really wasn't that bad.
okay.
But then, had her roll over, and as soon as I touch her, I would just barely touch her, she's off the table.
Oh, yeah,
Okay, but the
okay.
problem is, she had a kidney transplant, and they put the kidney right there.
Oh,
And you can feel it.
why'd they put it right there?
I don't know.
Kidding you? They put it on the front
They
instead of
put it on the
back.
front, and it's like, okay, well, I can get a teeny bit right along the bone, but I can't get I can't get in further.
Oh,
And
that's
I mean, she
wow.
felt, I mean, I got the left side done, and she said, oh my gosh, this feels so much better. Because I told her, I said, you may end up getting the surgery done, but we gotta stop this from happening again, because it's your second time, there's something causing this. And I really think it might be the front muscles screwing up her back.
Well, surgery.
And the surgery
always
that happened, the way they
screws
did
up
that, very well could have just messed everything up in there for her. But I did go right on the top of the groin, right here, and oh, she did not like that.
No, she
But it
can't.
did release.
Good.
But I could do it, I could only do it there and there, so I'm just ideas of, you know, how to help her more.
I would, you'd have to, holy freak.
Yeah, because I mean, you put in there, you can feel the
Yeah,
kidney.
see,
You
it's
can feel
like
it.
people like that are coming in going like, oh yeah, well, my kidney's not here, it's here.
You know, and it's like there's a scar and everything, and like, oh my gosh, yeah, I can feel that sucker down there. Like
I-
But
grapefruit.
she didn't say why they did it that way?
I
don't
would
know.
go from
It's
the
gotta mess up all
backside.
sorts of things.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
Let me, how skinny is she?
She's-
Is she a heavier person,
No.
thinner person? Just average?
Average, probably,
How
I
old
guess
is she?
she's 30?
She had any kids?
No, she's slimmed back down, she's, you know, if I say body fat, she's probably 25, 30. I mean, she's to the point where she's a little bit, but she looks good,
Okay,
okay? Like
Okay.
healthy fat.
yeah, yeah. You could get into it, but it would suck.
Mhm.
You
So-
have, who wants to demo this?
I'll be.
I mean, I'll do it,
You want to?
you know,
Sure, why
No,
not?
cause you gotta see what it looks like.
okay.
Good game. See if you can make me cry.
Oh,
It's been one of
this,
those weeks.
I know, you can make me cry just thinking about it hurts.
oh, this will make you jump off the table. I'm just trying to figure out what's gonna be the best. Cause what we've gotta do is we've got to, now you could probably do it in two different directions. But you'd have to, holy crap, they put a kidney in
I'll
That
think
is
about
so
it, you
odd
know,
to me,
we
'cause
don't need to do
it's
it
not
right now.
protected.
front. No, we
like
do it right
this.
now. I could show you. I got a pretty good idea.
Okay.
Cause what we'd have to, yeah, come here, Sylvia.
And really, there's not, her and Sylvia are very similar.
Okay, so lay on your back. So this is how I would try it first.
Okay.
This is how I would try it first. Like if she came into me.
Bones
this is-
popping?
This is how I would try
Wait,
it.
what?
Sound like you popped when you got down.
Well, I don't know.
So-
Maybe.
I would,
The camera's still on?
Yeah, the camera's on.
Okay, I've got it. It's a good
we're gonna change the camera angle on this thing, cause.
It felt like where the pain was,
Color
felt like
of it.
right at the deltoid tuberosity is where the pain
Okay.
felt, you know.
So here's, I would stick the bolster underneath her back if she
Okay.
can handle it.
All the way across or part way?
Nope, just part way, just
Okay.
right here.
Okay.
Okay. So what that's gonna do is that's gonna kind of open up
Mhm.
the hips.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of doing this,
Mm-hmm.
I would actually, I don't even know how I would do this. I would actually, just relax, just relax. I would actually hold this as much as I could
Okay.
because if the kidney's sitting right there, okay, the motion up here should push it out of the way,
Okay.
all right? And then with this in there, it's going, so instead of coming on top here,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna come and find her hip right in here.
Mm-hmm.
So where the rib cage comes down, right in here. Yeah, see, I'll bet you, because if you're trying to go in here and her kidney's sitting
Mhm.
there, it's not gonna let you. But if you come, so here's the thing, you're not even gonna have to lift it up. You're gonna come on the top of the hip.
Going from the side.
You ready? Just
Yeah.
breathe. So you're gonna wanna probably lift and get some slack on this. And roll that around just to make sure that things are there, and then you're gonna wanna jump in right there on the back side of it. And what you're actually gonna be hitting is the transverse oblique muscle.
Mhm.
Ooh. And then stretch her out like this.
That pop, does it?
Yeah. That was
Wow.
that. But she doesn't have a kidney right there with scar tissue.
No, sure.
Okay? Or, so you're just going to have to start here and see how far you can get into it
Okay.
this way. So instead of coming like
Mhm.
this,
Mhm.
come in kind of at an angle like that. And kind of hook it around top. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Okay, turn over. Here's the other way I'd probably suggest you trying to get it first. Okay, so the camera's on this side. So I would stick her in this position like this.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Hello.
On this hip, and that opens up. Oh, you need some work, girl.
Oh, yeah. There's not a
Sorry.
place I don't need
When
work.
when I start, I do the elbow and I just find that notch right there. And go in like that. And wait till that loosens up. Then I go with my fingertips.
Oh.
Yeah, and it goes clear down to the gluteus minimus
Yeah.
doing that, because you get more, well, penetration, I should say.
So here's how I do it on the back side. Is I would,
Jared, I'm gonna bring this.
yeah, bring it to where you can kind of see what's going on.
Let's see where your hand is.
So her hip is gonna be the same place right in here. Actually, I think you probably wanna try this.
This would be better.
Yeah.
Well, that way the gravity pull,
Gravity's gonna
pull the
pull it
kidney out of the
down.
way.
So here, I want you to feel this. Her oblique muscle is sitting right there.
Oh,
Feel that?
right, yeah.
Okay. Now, what I would do is I'd hook it. So I'd pull here, okay, I'd grab it here,
Mm-hmm.
and I would just do
Well,
that.
yeah, that's more tender.
Okay, then grab her foot and rotate it like you were doing the hip. That's how I'd get into that one.
Yeah, that's moving up.
So that should, with the kidney, especially if she's on her stomach and you bolster her up, that kidney should fall more
Mhm.
towards the center, which will open that up. That's gonna take a lot of finger strength though, like that's gonna be. Feel that difference?
Okay, yeah.
I think you could probably get it in that way,
Mhm.
because if that kidney's there and that's the problem, that muscle's gonna protect it because it's a, I mean.
Foreign object.
It's a
don't
foreign
worry.
object, but the kidneys are supposed to be under the rib cage.
Yeah.
Yeah, she gets punched right there. or
She gets
something.
punched or kicked or car accident.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was
I mean,
so,
she could lacerate a
seatbelt.
kidney. I mean,
Seatbelt right there.
seatbelt right in there. That's crazy. So in this position, for me thinking about that,
Mhm.
the kidney's gonna drop just because of gravity. It should drop towards the belly and in,
Yes,
which it should open. It should open that up for you.
okay. I'll do that.
That's how I would try it.
Okay.
And if not, you could even kind of even stretch her out that way a little bit too,
Mhm.
and even get into there. That just pushes the obliques out a little bit more. So then just hook it that way. So you're coming from
And
the
I can-
backside.
That getting it, Sylvia?
okay, that one,
Right there?
yeah.
And you could also do this too, if it's hard to do that.
Well, she's bound up the way I think. It's gonna be very obvious
Yeah.
where the problem
Well,
is.
see, I would come here like this, just like you were,
Uh-huh.
and then I'd push down
Oh, to move it,
to move it.
okay.
And then if you got a pretty good grip, then you can actually kind of even stretch that out. And then as it drops back, kind of come this way. Like that, and just keep pulling it down.
Okay.
Because if, is the kidney on the same side as her drop foot?
No, opposite.
Holy cow. I'm glad you got her.
I,
So her drop foot is on which side?
left side.
Her drop foot's on this side. Her kidney is over here. Where's her degenerative disc? L4 and
Yeah,
S1?
L4,
Tray leaf?
no, yeah, L4, L5, let me
So,
get it.
I was thinking,
This is what she sent me.
Microdissect dichotomy, taking some disc out until the uncovers some nerves, L4, L5. It's reaching down all the way to S1. Dichotomy, good night.
doesn't she mean discectomy?
Yeah, it's a discectomy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the disc is overlapping the nerve in a way or something.
So they're just gonna remove it? Is that what they're doing?
They're gonna trim it, yeah.
They're gonna
It's
trim
like
it,
eventually they're gonna be a disc left and then they'll have to go and fuse everything.
which really, they should just go and take the disc out and fuse it.
Yeah, if that's what's gonna have to happen eventually, why
Well, but
2 or 3 surgeries?
if the muscles are cramping that, holding pressure on that disc all the time,
That's true.
along with the, gravity, and then
Yeah,
she's exercising, which is,
it should.
I'm just wondering if releasing that tension will,
Gosh, I can't really put the kidney right
That just doesn't make any sense, does it?
there. That doesn't make any sense. There's
Kinda
no-
makes you wonder, did somebody forget to attach something somewhere?
There's nothing protecting the kidney.
Yeah.
That's
I know,
almost,
yeah.
that's almost, it's almost scary. Like, it's almost scary. is what it is.
Yeah.
But try that, see if that, because if that's gonna open up,
Mhm.
that could actually be what drops, it could actually be what drops the spine down too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's eat. I'm sure you guys are hungry.
So the gal I was telling you about, it's the L4, L5S.
The thing I'm gonna have you work on is my shoulder and my
Okay.
elbow.
Well, always love it when they do that.
What?
Identified problems she didn't know she had.
I-
People love that.
Oh, yeah, people are just giving them a general massage. Oh,
I don't know, is
I
there?
didn't know how to muscle there.
I didn't know
Ow,
there.
that hurts.
Mhm.
That's sore. Yeah, muscle everywhere.
And then if you can explain why you have it, they're like, oh yeah, it's this, this, and this. And they go, oh, wow.
That was very nice. Very nice.
So what is it you're doing on Miss Amy here?
Okay, well, first of all, her neck muscle is really tight, right here on the sides. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys how to get the SCM, because I showed her how to do it on Rick today. It's, so,
The one you-
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so what we do though is, we gotta grab the whole thing and hers is tight. So, but what you're doing is you're rolling your thumb
Mm-hmm,
in, so it's kinda like you're doing that, okay?
okay,
With the back of your fingers, you're actually pointing it, you're actually pushing it.
okay.
So what that's gonna do is that's going to pop it up from the back side, which
Mhm.
is really tight. So to do that, you wanna get some slack on it,
Okay.
okay? Then you just find that hole, where is Lisa at?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't see her.
Ooh.
Did we have this done, Phil?
Uh-huh,
Oh, okay.
yeah, it's filming.
Yeah, I saw Trey leave.
Yeah, Trey had to go to
Maybe,
work,
maybe she just ran to the restroom.
maybe, we'll just kinda wait then.
I feel it clear up here.
Yeah, feel that. Well, and even when I finally grab the whole, cause a lot of times people just grab this part.
Right.
You need to grab all the way from the esophagus
Okay.
out. Cause there's two heads to the SCM.
So you're grabbing both of them at the same
You're
time?
grabbing
Okay.
both at the same time.
Ta-da!
Yeah, up in the-
I retrieved her.
I was like, here, I was like, where is Lisa at?
I went down the hall. Okay, good.
I'm just wondering where you were at.
She has a friend down there.
Is it porcelain?
Well, kinda.
Okay,
Her friend is white.
so
Yeah.
when you grab the SCM, a lot of times people make this mistake of just grabbing the outside.
Okay.
Okay, the SCM, because there's two heads. There's the short head and there's the long head. Alright? You gotta grab behind that on both of them, and it comes right next to the esophagus. And you're grabbing both. Then when you come to roll it out, you're actually pushing. So you're actually squeezing together and then moving. So I've got it like this. I'm actually moving that. I'm actually pushing here.
Right, doing something like this.
Yeah, basically I'm doing that.
Okay.
But I'm rolling it and I'm pushing it at the same time,
Yeah.
Okay.
okay? And because what that's gotta do is that's gotta unroll the back side. So here, let me show you. So right here, you're grabbing this one, and with your fingers, you're grabbing this one.
Mm-hmm.
So that second one, they have it listed as something different. What do they have it as?
Well, this is the short head
Oh,
of the
okay.
SCM, and this is the long head
Oh,
of the SCM.
okay. Because they don't label the short head.
Yeah,
They just got labeled.
they don't have
Okay.
that one labeled.
Okay,
But if you look at an anatomy book, it's kind of like
okay.
a hamstring, short head of the hamstring, long head of the hamstring. That's what's going on. So this is the long head, and this is the short head of it right there.
Okay.
Okay, so you're grabbing that whole thing like this, and then you're moving it this way, because what it's doing is this side generally curls. And so this, it'll kind of do this.
Mm.
Okay.
That's what it does. So by grabbing this side and putting pressure on the back side, it's actually doing that.
So they're supposed to actually, I mean, the way this picture looks to me is they're laying side by
They're
side.
side by side.
Okay.
They will go here. It's the same thing as psoas and iliopsoas.
Okay.
That's what's happening, it's the short head and the long head, and then where they connect, they become one muscle. Yeah. And then you've got to kind of fight through this platysmal muscle. And you can tell if you get it, because if you grab it, one, they flinch, but when you get the whole thing and you try and move their neck,
Don't go.
it don't move anywhere. See, if you release it, it moves. But if you get the right spot, there, it doesn't move. So then you just make sure you got the sides, and then you kind of force.
Just kind of roll it back and forth.
Yeah.
Okay.
There it is. Ooh. There we go.
crazy.
See, now look
Yep.
at the
Mhm.
difference between that
Oh, yeah.
and that.
Huge difference.
So one of the main things with, let me just make sure that,
It's not your wife saying I'm in labor?
okay.
Are you on pins and needles?
No, not really. But last night she started timing the contractions.
It was a full moon last night.
Yes.
Oh, well, there you go.
Okay, now this one is a lot different because, holy cow. Because she's actually stuck together.
Oh.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, so that's actually your scaling.
Stuck to the scaling. Scaling?
It's stuck to the scaling.
At the back of the SCM?
Uh-huh, now at the front, right here. So Jerry, okay, so point, see where the trap and the SEM, so
Already?
right in there.
Okay.
So it's happening, so how, I told you guys that they do this.
Uh-huh.
Amy, you're gonna hate me.
This is
about
totally
this.
shaky.
Shaky, yeah. It's actually done this.
Oh, the back, the,
Uh-huh, and it's stuck to that scaling muscle.
so these, okay, so laying like this, it's going this way?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Holy smokes.
Good job, Amy.
That's not a good job, that's.
Well, if you're gonna screw up your muscles, you might as well do it right, right?
Holy smokes.
Why go halfway?
Say the expert over there.
Go big or go home.
Hi.
What in the heck?
Oh, that was making my whole arm shake. Where is it?
You seen this?
Yeah, quivering.
Oh, yeah.
That's subscapularis that you're on, or
This is a subclavicle.
something, yeah.
It's also, it's where the trap muscles attach. I've never had
Well-
anybody stab in my ear before. And the scaling.
Just looking at your
Uh-huh.
shoulders,
Yeah.
this one is clear down compared to that one.
So you're partly on the subclavius? Is that what you're doing?
See, she got something going on down here.
Yeah, that's perfect.
I'm wondering if it's her,
No,
Pec
it's
minor.
right here.
is it?
It's pec and deltoid. I keep getting that subclavicular. Okay, now it's just transferred. So what happened was while pushing here, it was making everything else spasm.
Mm-hmm.
And once I hit here, it quit spasming here.
But my hands all, my arms all tingling.
Yeah.
So are you under the clavicle right there?
I'm
No?
right where the pec and the deltoid attach to the
Oh,
clavicle.
okay,
There we go.
okay.
There it is. There she goes. Ooh.
Do you play Christmas music at Christmas time?
I used to. Not anymore though.
You should.
I just turned my wave machine off. There we go. Gosh, there we go. Oh. Yeah, that was fun.
That's weird. Oh my goodness, my hand's still.
Yeah. Ah, see, but this is gone now. That was crazy. Before it just felt like a brick. Like when I tried to go in and see, now I can go in and grab this.
Mm-hmm.
Or before, when I moved her head this way, the whole scaling muscle just popped out. Like I couldn't get on the back side of the SCN. Yeah. Now we got it. A lot of times these will shoot up
Mm-hmm.
right into here.
Mm-hmm.
Have you been having headaches?
They don't cause headaches.
I do now.
They don't cause headaches. They cause throat cramping.
Okay.
There it goes.
So what muscles with obstructive sleep apnea, when person falls asleep and everything relaxes, is that all of the neck
There we
muscles
go.
or just the deeper ones?
It's the tongue muscle.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
Oh, cause that's,
See, you should have, because what happens, they open up and everything relaxes and they actually,
the tongue drops back, cause for
Tongue drops
me, oh, maybe it is, okay.
it's right here.
I thought it felt more like it was,
Yeah.
So you're doing the same thing at the top?
Yeah, I'm doing it more up at the top now. There we go.
pretty.
Flat.
You see that difference
Mhm.
all in there?
Ton of difference.
So that's what's generally happened, is when people have throat stuff, it's actually pinching things off.
Okay.
So now what I'm gonna do is go behind and get the scaling and the splenius capus, excuse me, splenius surfaces. Woohoo!
Easy peasy.
Holy cow. You feel how all that's relaxed?
Yes, so much better.
So with my gal who's had the esophagus stuff, this is where I've been working tons of.
Yeah, well, that's
Is
what I
all
was
with this.
working on with.
Uh-huh. Now with this, and then loosening in through here, it should drop that SCM back and you should be able to get underneath his jaw,
Okay.
right in through there now. And then this is, so like for sleep apnea and stuff like that, this is where we actually work, right there.
Okay. We got lots of things to do,
So,
right, Jerry?
where's the, okay.
Right underneath,
Okay,
right
just
here.
looking for the
Cause then I can
mandible,
roll across that
just
muscle right
use the
there.
mandible for,
Yeah, right there. And if you yawn,
so just forward of the notch on the
right there.
end of the mandible.
So yawn,
Cause Phil,
and it's like,
So
ow.
that really hurts when you were kind of
Oh,
here, but
uh-huh.
here it
See?
doesn't hurt.
That
Do I have
hurts.
something going on there?
Uh-huh.
Wow, it's like.
Or take a deep breath or go.
Something in there.
Take a deep breath. Right there. It's called your digastric and your almohyoid.
Oh, where'd you go? Just under, showing
So
both?
here's this.
Oh, so,
You take a deep breath. So it's or yawn.
I can't even open my
Yeah,
mouth.
that side hurts, but this side
It
doesn't.
hurts. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So that's also a TMJ thing too. So like if people popping their ears, they can't get the, you know, when you're driving and you come down, your ears don't pop. It's right there.
Okay.
Yeah, see, look at the veins popping out of her head.
Yeah.
Like there's just a whole bunch of blood flow.
Mhm.
Now I will tell you, if you guys spend all the time working on these muscles and through here in TMJ, when they stand up, stay right by them.
They're gonna be lightheaded, aren't
Tip it over.
Hey, I had one gal, she stood up and she goes, yeah, I'm good. I go, okay, and I held on to her and she got off the table and went. I was like, whoa. Luckily she had her, I wasn't even prepared for that one, but yeah.
Mm.
So your TMJ, you know, it depends on how bad it is, if it clicks, if it locks. So if TMJ locks, so if something there like I get locked jaw, where sometimes their jaw just is stuck, it's what's called the zygomas,
Mm-hmm.
which are right here. And if it's locked and they have locked jaw lock, and you just, all you gotta do is this, and they'll go, oh! They are the strongest muscle in the body per pound capita.
Per ounce, per pound.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Because have you ever tried to keep somebody's mouth closed? It can open up.
Hmm. So in other words, the alligator doesn't have very strong ones.
What's that?
An
They
alligator.
got master muscles at all.
Yeah, they can't open their mouth, that's why you
Mm-hmm.
never hold their mouth shut, they can't open it.
Yeah.
That's why when they put a little rope around it, hold the mouth shut when they're
Okay,
taking
yeah.
care of them and stuff.
Mm-hmm. So the one, and I can't remember which one, but the alligator, its jaws can open powerful, but it can't clamp down.
Mm.
So most people who escape an alligator or a crocodile, I can't remember which one
Yeah,
it
a
is.
lot of them, yeah.
The ones that escape it is because they can pry its jaws open
Mm.
because it's stronger going up than going down.
And the other one's the opposite.
And the other one's the opposite.
I didn't know
One's
that.
they clamp. And I think it's the ones
something new
in,
today.
I think the ones in Africa are crocodiles.
Mm-hmm.
I think like the ones in
Florida
Florida and
are
stuff like that are
alligators.
alligators.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But can you really tell the difference between a crocodile and an alligator?
There is a difference.
Mm-hmm.
They're,
One will see you in a while, and the one will see you later.
oh yeah. I've seen that so many times on Facebook. I should have picked up on that, but I didn't.
When we started talking about this, I'm like, oh, I'm throwing this one out.
And you know what? You know what Max says to all these patients when they leave? Alligator.
Alligator.
Nobody gets it.
Okay, so then the other one, so the two is right here. Now if I'm working with the back one here, I'll actually have them protrude their jaw forward and then move it back and forth.
Yeah.
Yeah, left to right. And what this is doing, this is probably the only time that I'll have them do the movement.
Yeah, because you try to move somebody's jaw.
Because you're trying to
they're
move
not gonna
somebody's
let
jaw,
you.
and you go this way and they're like,
Oh,
It's just-
Fight you.
So I just say, go ahead and just protrude your mouth forward and go back. So put it back. So protrude, there you go. Go forward and now go
That's
left to
crooked.
right. This will actually put your jaw back straight. There you go. Did you feel that one pop on that side?
I didn't know we could just call it an appointment. I'm
There
gonna
you
have
go.
to do that.
Now open it. There you go. Close it. So that's that. So a lot of times the TMJ is actually back in here. Now if people are having like popping, like if they chew and it pops and stuff like that, it doesn't lock, then it's your masseter muscles. then it's all of these right in here.
Okay, so when, I don't sing much at church because when I sing, everything just goes like this and I get a headache. Is that everything or something just
That's
those
neck
again?
and tongue.
Okay.
So what I'll do is I'll kind of turn
Is
it
that
and be
kinda
like, go
work
ahead and
these
open your jaw. Okay, and then I don't say close it again, I just say go ahead and relax it. And then open your jaw, there you go, and relax it. Because once you actually drop down into it, they go, oh, I can't, yeah.
Do you work the pterygoids?
If I knew what those were, then sure.
Well, they're in there.
Where you're at.
Yeah, because you gotta
They're in there.
I never go on the inside and out.
try.
I don't.
Well, then how
Well,
would
I
you
had
work
a physical therapist that did that when he worked on me. He put gloves on and go in there.
Yeah,
Huh.
I don't. I've never had somebody have that. It's been as like almost.
So what about someone that just can't open their mouth very much, like they just barely?
This is it
This
right
is
here. Then they're an alligator. You just tell them, see you later. I actually said that to somebody one time. Like, I can't close my mouth. Oh, you're a crocodile. There we go.
They got crocodilitis. Or crocitis. You got crocitis.
You got crocitis. What's up? Okay, open your jaw.
It's really severe. You need to see your doctor immediately.
Absolutely.
Check into the nearest ER.
I was diagnosed with crocitis. What's that? I don't know. There we go.
They would get the blankest stare.
Oh,
Be something to do on like April Fool's Day.
I got crocitis. Actually, on April Fool's, I want to come out in like an Indian headdress with like peyote on a new client coming in. So funny. There we go. Because I've had people come in and go, "What do you do?" I go, "Why? Who told you?" Well, they tell me. I go, "Well, what did they say?" They're like, "You're just like a voodoo witch doctor," is what they said. I go, "About right." And they go,
That's right. We do full moon ceremonies. Peyote.
"Open that." Yeah,
Nice.
nice, huh?
You should just have a few voodoo dolls and some pins.
I
Or
do.
does that hurt?
No, the voodoo dolls like push a pin in so that they hurt to come in.
Yeah.
And they go, "Why do I hurt?" I go, "Because I got a voodoo doll over in the drawer and I needed some more business, so I need something to come in." And they're like, "Oh." Like it takes them just a little bit.
No, really, truly.
You could come out carrying a voodoo doll with a pin or two in it.
Get one of those bones, skull doctors shaking all over the place.
Just as easy to go get them.
Probably find it on Amazon.
You can find anything on
So
Amazon.
that's what you're gonna wanna do for your brother-in-law, is really loosen those
Yeah.
up. And then you're gonna wanna even come here, and come in here, and even under there.
Right.
And then if you wanna start kinda moving all down to there. But that's gonna be a huge improvement
Right.
for him.
Right, well, and that's the one that I knew was stuck, and I was just having a hard time getting that.
Yeah.
But I think that helped to figure out how to do
So
that.
we're gonna sit you up. There you go. You just sit there.
Well.
Yeah. Whoa. Yeah. The room kinda goes, whoa.
It does, yeah.
Yeah, now tip it back and just see what it feels like to look up at the ceiling.
Oh my gosh.
Feel that difference? Most people, when they look up at the
I
ceiling,
can go
have
half
to
that
shift
far.
back.
You mean?
Yeah, I can't. I
They
can
shift
only go
back.
about half that.
And what happened
You're
was she
excited.
swung, she went
Okay,
down
you gotta go.
and up.
Gotta go.
Can you feel
Okay.
that difference?
Yes.
Look left to right.
That's
too.
just the rule.
That's just the rule.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, that's right.
Can you see how, can you tell how, yeah,
It feels
just,
so
yeah.
much better.
cause right in here is where the
Feel
artery
so-
and the vein is. That's where the carotid artery and the jugular vein is.
Mhm.
Holy cow, 2 weeks ago, I couldn't remember what those were called to save my life.
No.
They just went, the thing that the blood flows up and down right here. But right in here, and I actually had a gal that was happening is that the SCM and everything had ducked down there. And so it was always constantly putting pressure on those.
Oh.
So it didn't matter if she was laying down, standing up, it didn't matter. She was like, I've been dizzy
So
the whole
and you
time.
did it the same way, you just released it.
Actually, I did not. That was, I just kind of was feeling around. And it just went, and then popped. I was like, oh. And she goes, oh, I feel like my head's all tingly.
Wow,
Yeah.
cool.
Mm.
Well, that'll help too, because my mom needs that. So
So, just
So what about being dizzy and lightheaded?
what about it?
You just stand up, walk around, get up, move.
No, you just sit. You sit in there for a while. You can see it in her eyes. Her eyes when she looked at me was like, whoa.
Yeah.
And then the blood starts fluctuating back, and all of a sudden, how are you? And they go, they'll start blinking. So when they're out, like little kids, when they wake up in the morning, they're like this. They never blink. And then when they start waking up, all of a sudden their body goes, I go, how you doing? I'm good. It's like that's
Huh.
the eyelids start, because you didn't blink at all. When you stood up, you'd look at me, how's that? And you were just like, and you were just like this, like there was no blinking.
Yeah, it
And
was,
then once the
Really?
blood started, then it's like, oh, okay, here we go. So let's have you stand up. Good?
yeah, I think so.
Okay, alright, just kind of walk
Just
around.
look
see
around,
how
make
that
sure
goes.
nothing's spinning.
Yeah, nothing's spinning.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit
Yeah. And
Imbalanced.
there's imbalance, and it's the blood fluctuation is what it is.
Because when I stand up, I get lightheaded.
And tell us what you're doing when you're doing it here.
Oh, I'm working on the back of the neck right now, just underneath the sternocleidomastoid. So what I'll do is I'll generally push on both sides, and then I'll move to whichever one I feel is the tightest.
Just right behind that is, yeah.
It's where that trapezius muscle kind of crosses on splenius capitis and splenius cervicis.
Right in here. No, let me right in here, right?
No, go up.
That's the living,
Yeah,
where's
go
the
up,
trap?
right there. So go up, follow that, right there.
Okay, where they all kind of
Mhm.
together, so the trap.
Was that the muscle or the vertebrae?
That's the muscle. Sometimes it's just like vertebrae, vertebrae. There we go. Yeah, see that difference? From this
Oh,
side
yeah.
to that side.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's funny you got a sweatshirt on. Actually, my wife, when we were first married, the first 2 summers, she had to wear sweatshirts to work. Because she wasn't used to the AC.
Mm.
Oh, there we go. Nice. See, a lot of times, once those SCMs let go, see, look at the,
Oh, yeah.
see how
Yeah,
that,
veins are
look
popping.
at the veins
Wow.
just popping out.
Is that the same thing that was on Amy?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah, see, they're just getting so much, all of her
Wow.
veins are just exploding now.
Mm. Yeah.
That's cool.
Mm.
And it's not just because you're pink here. Okay, you don't have TMJ. Love that neck tension. Ooh.
Where'd you go there? Just right back behind the
Yeah,
SCM
it's
there?
right behind the SCM. So this is where everything's locking up on her.
So you're not even up into the jaw.
Mm-mm. No, but if she opens her jaw, you can actually feel these muscles
Mhm.
not moving back here. There we go. There we go. There we go. Now open your jaw. Yeah. I didn't even touch your jaw. And move your jaw forward. And go back and forth, left to right. Yeah. You got neck issues. You don't have jaw issues.
Okay. Because the chiropractor was telling me I've got TMJ.
Yeah, everybody did.
Like a fail-safe.
Implemented their joint.
Okay.
And it's interesting that the chiropractor's telling you that, not a dentist.
Yeah, the dentists are the ones that
He said there.
always wanting to check for it.
And then, they told me when I was really young, they told me,
Yeah.
yeah, you got TMJ, and she said, so they went and
You haven't
filed
blinked yet.
my teeth.
Yeah.
So they filed down my teeth so that they would align correctly, cause I
Yep.
had TMJ.
Because I had a root crown
Mhm.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
It's probably what locked up the muscles having a job.
Cause think about it, you do this,
Yeah, yeah.
Uh-huh.
yeah, that's what locks it back here.
Okay.
Yeah, so stand up when you're ready. I actually had a client who they broke her jaw at 16, messed everything up. Yeah.
Feels better, thank you.
Good. Okay,
Feels much, much better.
let's turn this off. Oh, we're still going.